Okay, it's now time for the Sandman. Yeah, this is apparently the hardest one out of the three, I think. So, yeah, let's get into it. But yeah, we definitely want balance for this one, again. Here. So, can you hear me? Or do I need to speak up? Let's go with one of these other options instead. Yes, speak up. Is this okay with you? Is my voice loud enough? Louder. And now, is this okay? Not so loud. Is it okay with you? My voice loud enough? Louder. Okay, we're gonna just keep on going back and forth, so yes, thank you. Takes a deep breath. So, just spent 2 weeks in a coma. Where it bounces around your head. You need a moment to understand its meaning. Coma? Where it scratches along your throat. Yes, you were the victim of assault. Word resonates in your head. Victim. Yeah, where a serial killer is currently on the loose in Paris. Feel the contents of your stomach crawling up your throat. One the media calls the Sandman shot you before you escape. Oh, we got shot again. Yeah. Let's hope you would have something different. You were deprived of oxygen for several minutes and chose to put you in induced. Voice becomes more distant. Fades. Taste bio at the back of your throat. Your mouth. Your head is burning, you hear a whistle in one ear. Fingers move to your wound. Underneath the bandages, you can feel hard skin. It's incredibly painful. Did they catch the Sandman? You nod. No. What about the cops? The doctor is silent for a second. Very awkward second. She hesitates. Police would like to see you as soon as possible to ask you some questions. Currently the only one of the Sandman's victims who is still alive. Noise in the hallway attracts your attention. You try to turn your head to no avail. You need to rest. Leaves the room, voice resonates in the hallway. Don't care if the only witness hears. Another voice, female voice joins in. Strong authoritarian voice. You can't clearly make up what she's saying. Something feeling washes over you. Not pain, not fatigue, some odd combination of the two. Before being in a hospital room, you never realized that anger was made up of a combination of pain and exhaustion. Anger. Feeling you know all too well. Days go by and a month later, on to our first night.
Later.
Your boss opens the door and exits the cab. You watch him cross the street and enter the fleet garage. A couple of colleagues are milling about, taxis are coming and going. They all ignore you, consciously or unconsciously. You're branded. Sit there a moment, then turn the key in the ignition. how the engine sends a tingle down your spine. Impossible to describe how you miss that feeling. Back to the night shift. Back to life. Despite the attack. Despite it all. Okay, let's go get into it. Yeah, the talking with the boss was pretty much the exact same as well, so... who shall we go with? There's a huge dog on the sidewalk. No leash, no owner. Can we keep him? Anyway, we're going with this person. Where they heading off to? Okay, it looks like they want to get out of here. Parking from the street number the central office gave you. 2 minutes go by. 3. Building's main door opens abruptly. Out comes a teenage girl, followed by her mother. They're fighting, but you can only catch bits of their conversation. Mother, in her 40s and of Asian descent, is beside herself. When she raises her voice, you detect the remnants of an Asian accent. Teenager cuts the conversation short and hops into the cab. She slams the door shut. Nation. Buries herself in her phone. Head bowed, she is absorbed by one of those games. We had to crush fruit or crystals. After years on the job, learn to distinguish between apps, texting, games, email. Phone suddenly vibrates. She answers. What now? There's a pause. You hear her mother's voice on the other end. Same raised voice. Same accent. Yeah, I know. Another pause. Yeah, I already told you. I knew. She sighs. I said yes. God, what's your problem? Leave me alone. She hangs up. Crazy old bitch. Gain starts blipping and chirping again. The crazy old bitch, your mother? No, your average cab driver, eh? I do my best. Yeah, my mother's a crazy old bitch. My dad's a shithead. That's a bit harsh, isn't it? It's true. They hate each other and they hate me. Sure about that? Probably think I'm really rude. Like I care. My parents made my life a living hell. When I got divorced 3 years ago, it was a nightmare. When I got married again last year, I went fucking insane. Now they're getting divorced again. They have day-long screaming matches on the phone. My mother's lawyer actually gave the case to one of his assistants because he couldn't take it anymore. I'll never have kids. Takes a break to catch her breath. I mean, have you looked at the time? Think it's normal at this hour to put a kid in a taxi, send her to your ex-husband's? She totally freaked when she found out my dad's new girlfriend has been helping me with my French homework. She pauses. So yeah, crazy old bitch. Shithead. Yeah, I think it's best that we say nothing. See her watching you in the rearview mirror. She hesitates one moment, then... Mum rips me into me all the time. She makes my life hell. Accesses my Facebook account to spy on me, okay? I mean, she grew up in the friggin' jungle. Can't understand what life is like now. My dad, though, just a pain in the ass for no reason. He likes to give me lectures. He sits down in the bed or on the couch, puts on his holier-than-owl look and starts in. Voice changes. Need to lose weight. Need to do better in math. Need to go to bed before 11 p.m. Need to stop playing stupid video games. Then he flies off to southern Spain for 4 days with his new girlfriend. So, that lecture of yours? I'll tell you where you can stick it. He stops for a moment to catch her breath. Honestly, I wish I could divorce my parents. I'm 16. Just 2 more years and I will never have to see their ugly faces again. There's a long pause. Get closer. Oh, you're getting closer to Nation. Pause to a street and you stop in front of the building. Man is pacing in front. His arms crossed and his expression serious. How much do you want to bet I'm gonna get a lecture? Yeah, good luck. Yeah, right, as if you care. Hands you a bill and gets out quickly to join the man waiting for outside. Exchange a few words in hushed voices. He puts his hand on her shoulder. Can't hear anything, but you're sure she won her bet. Poor girl. Such a shitty situation to be in. Oh, we got a few of our suspects, I guess. Oh, you not going to get the cop showing up? Okay, let's see what we got. Pull up in front of La Pierre, a starred restaurant you've heard a lot about. Two women are waiting out front, standing at ways apart. First one is your suspects. Recognize her face right away. She's connected to the hedge fund that managed the Albatross, farmer building that burned down. The second woman, you've never seen her before. She's wearing pajamas. She has a dumb smile on her face. They hug each other goodbye in an oddly distant way. First leans over to your window. Going in two different directions. Cold, blunt voice. Tell by her tone that she is trying to impress the other woman. Going to Saint Germain, she is going to Toil, Avenue de la Grande Amia. God, that's a mouthful. Both women look at each other. One wearing pajamas raises her hand. Go ahead. I see another taxi at the end of the street. Don't worry about me. Go. Turns to her friend. Is that okay with you? No worries. Call me. Of course. Let me think about your offer. Your suspect gets into the cab. Fashion gets in and you start driving away from the restaurant. Fashion turns around, trying to catch her friend's eye, one she left behind on the sidewalk. She sighs in a very strange sigh. It's horrible. Just horrible. What is? I was talking about... Realize she is talking out loud and freezes. There's a short moment of silence. She looks at you closely and decides she must be trustworthy. You've always been a people person. You see it as a sort of superpower. My friend, what's happening to her is just horrible. She's not doing well. She's in a bad way. Doesn't know what to do anymore. She was telling me about a new idea, her new business plan, but it's obvious she's at the end of her rope. Helped her build a future for her business. She burst it into pieces, just like that huge blimp way back when. It's horrible, especially since... Voice fades for a second, floats in midair. Especially since she shakes her head. Especially since she is an incredible woman, or rather, was incredible. Incredible, I'm telling you. She had kids, separated from her idiot husband, built a franchise from nothing. Or practically nothing. She's really a role model for me. Not kidding. I was successful because of my parents had money. Because I went to the best schools. She, on the other hand, has been working like mad since she was 16 years old. She freezes. The way her father ran his business was disastrous. Utterly disastrous. Something crosses her line of vision. She appears to perk up. Don't know why I'm telling you all this. You find something to say, but she continues without paying any attention to you. Have you ever been in a situation where someone you absolutely adore makes one bad decision after another? Doesn't wait for an answer and keeps talking. Well, the woman you saw earlier is just that person for me. She keeps going, using words you're not accustomed to, accounting for some sort of clue in her pleasant voice. Suddenly she burst out laughing, more of a sardonic snicker really. She had her hands on a gold mine, and she let it all go. All of it. I had no choice but to fight her. Not proud of myself, but our company's well-being has to come first. She pauses, apparently out of necessity. She got this crazy idea in her head. She wanted to go back to the original size. Those are the words she used. Original size. You pull into your passenger's street. She doesn't notice and keeps talking. How am I supposed to explain that to the stockholders? To the investors who call in, wanting to expand to South America, Asia, through Dubai. She shrugs as you pull in front of her building. Time flies. Blink of an eye, she pays for her fare with bills that look so fresh you think they've been printed the night before. She's about to open the door when she turns to you. Eyes boring to you, like she is examining you. It's strange. Got the feeling I've seen you somewhere before. And I never forget a face. Ooh, that's definitely a red flag. Time grows sluggish. Reaches towards her hip and unbuckles her seatbelt. It's her. Face relaxes. No, forget it. It's in my head. Probably drank a bit too much this evening. Best of luck with the rest of your shift. A second later, she's outside and the door closes. Start breathing again. Hear the sound of her heels banging on the sidewalk. She walks up to the entrance of her building, turns around and looks at you. Now let's stay. Don't budge. She stands there watching you for a while. Her eyes give off a vague shimmer in the night. Car flies by somewhere above you. Metal shutter bang. She eventually goes into her lobby. She doesn't turn on the light. Turn the key in the ignition and knows you are shaking nervously. Leave her straight behind. Ooh. Yeah, that gave off many red flags. Which is not good. But suddenly, the door suddenly opens and gets into the back seat. Oh. We finally met her. God, this is weird. Okay, I don't know why we had to meet one of the suspects first before meeting the cop, but okay.
One debt to society later.
Okay, let's do this. So we had the conversation with her, pretty much exactly the same as the other two, so yeah. Now it's back to our room, I guess. You take a second to enjoy the silence of your studio apartment. So the city is slowly waking up. You can still hear the hum of the taxi buzzing in your ears. Throw the files per se gave you on the table. The wall you hang up, the big corkboard where you used to pin up photos of your nephews. They've been gone since you got out of. Plain and simple, jot down all the pieces of evidence and connect them to the suspects. Guilty party won't necessarily be the one with the most evidence against them, but the one with the most compelling evidence against them. It's like a building story about each suspect. Try to understand their motives. Understand how he or she got into this situation. Suddenly overcome with the desire to sleep, you close your eyes, press your fingers to your eyelids and let out a yawn. Trying to get moving on your investigation. Okay, now we need to do suspects intel. Yeah, might as well try and get all of these. Because this one's criminal records. Okay. Like how it's got like a little coffee stain on it too. That's cool. Okay, so we got autopsy report. And another autopsy report. Okay, so do we only have 2 suspects or 2 victims? Yeah, it looks like we only had 2 victims this time. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, they're all different this time again, but we don't have our homeless man this time, which is interesting. Once he's not a suspect, I'm sure he'd be finally happy about that. Okay, so got the Hyatt, CEO group, Demet, owner of the Albatross building. So I Excel physical state has been difficult to investigate. Her friends in high places. Oh yeah, and this is the lady that we met earlier. Described as a shark by rivals and friends. Ruthless and ready for anything. Father was inked by the Croatian Mafia. Okay. Yeah, Victim 1 used to work with the Mafia. And Anita's husband equals dentist with access to muscle relaxant. Yeah, definite red flags for her. A retired mailman. Good physical state despite his alcoholism. Lost his grandson in the Albatross fire a few months ago. Was one of the more vocal protesters after the Albatross fire. Attacked Anita during a protest. She never pressed charges. So they both know each other. Interesting. Okay, what about her? Oh, okay, that needs to be moved down. Ex-partner group demand. Recently fired from the board. Good physical state. Lost her dad a year ago. Did a military service in Israel. Knows how to handle a gun. Anger management issues. Assaulted a cop a few months ago. Yeah, but she could be a red herring, because, yeah, obviously knows how to use a gun and has anger management issues. Both of which are definite problems. Okay, what about this guy? Young drifter, drop out of school, average physical state, arrested but was released, minor at the time, reasons unknown. No known address in Paris, suspected to steal unlocked cars, possible use of drugs. Yeah, I have a feeling that he's not our guy. Okay, entrepreneur, yeah, the fourth victim. Oh, there is actually more victims, okay. Anger management issues, attacked a cop the day of the first killing. Never arrested, blurry past, lives in a studio owned by her family, and a group demand. Interesting. Okay, so victim 1 burn marks on the body, done while alive. Oof. But yeah, that definitely sounds like a mafia thing to do. Victim 1 usual MO similar to the Albatross fire. Victim 1 thought to be a suicide at first. Victim 1 equals arsonist. Tears found of victim 2. Maybe killer? Interesting. Victim 2 strangled post-mortem. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, well, yeah, we're done, so let's end it for tonight. Okay, on to night 2. Okay, who are we gonna get? Yeah, we got one informant. And that's it by the looks of it. But we also have one of our suspects showed up, so go with her first. We can easily do our informant later. Okay, let's go. Next passenger has barely got in the cab when she tells you where she wants to go in a frank and determined voice. Start driving. She's glancing around the cab and taking notes. How's your evening going? Passenger doesn't reply and continues to examine your taxi. Runs her finger over the cloth of the back seat. Sniffles the seatbelt. Why are you trying to sniff the seatbelt? Opens and closes the windows over and over. Yeah, let her go on. After a few seconds, she starts talking again, with a twinge of disgust in her voice. Do you think the quality of your vehicle has an influence on your numbers? No, the passengers couldn't care less. It cuts you off. Near yes or no answer. Last word slides out with an imaginary question mark. Still resonating in the cab when she starts her next sentence. It will make analyzing the data for my questionnaire easier. work questionnaire. We can talk about that later. First, let's go through the questions. Do you think the quality of your vehicle has an influence on your numbers? No. Passengers couldn't care less. Takes a minute to write down your reply. Good. Do you think you could drive for more than 12 hours a day? Look at it in the rearview mirror. Yes, but it could be dangerous. Doesn't even listen to the end of your reply. What about 16 hours? Driving 16 hours. Your brain fixates it on a speak. Hours. Shake your head. 16 hours? Hours straight? 16 hours. Yes or no? No. Sigh softly, as if she was disappointed. Would you be prepared to learn massage techniques as part of your taxi services? Massage? Answer the question. No, I have to drive. She groans. That's inconvenient. What about learning basic psychotherapy? Let's go with yes. Good. Let's land on the next question. Let's say hello. Oh. This one's prickly. What makes your skin crawl? Dig your fingernails into the leather of your steering wheel. Would you be prepared to learn how to make coffee and mix cocktails? Remain silent for a moment. I cut you off. Yes or no answer. In a taxi? Obviously. Where else would you do it? Rolled her eyes dramatically. So fake it looks like she's doing mime or in a theatre class. The day is based on a very simple concept. People take taxis in the morning, midday, and night. What if you offer them coffee on their way back from work? Croissants? What if at noon, between two meetings, they could eat a nice hot meal, comfortably seated on the cushy back seat of a taxi? In the evening, nighttime, why not have a cocktail before you eat your evening out at the theatre, movies, even before clubbing? Stops herself. You can tell she's restless. You sigh. Good thing you're not far from your destination. So, let's go with I think and applaud the idea. Okay, it's a good idea. I'm sure some folk will be interested. Some folk? Oh no, it's going to be huge. Bringing slow food and fast-paced life together in a familiar mobile environment. A whole new way of life, I call it. Takes a dramatic pause. The mobile home. Waits impatiently for your answer for several minutes. You don't budge. So. Let's just nod. I knew you'd like it. I'm sure of it, actually. My fixates on the never-ending erased syllable. You're not listening to what she's saying anymore. You almost reach your destination. Bite your cheek every time you hear that noise come from the back of her throat. Finally, after what seems like forever, pull up in front of your passenger's address. You're surprised to discover you're already there. Time flies with you. Very important skill. You know that? Knowing how to make good conversation is essential. She smiles at you. I suppose you don't accept cryptocurrency? Cash or credit? She pays her fare, taking notes all the while. You should invest in a faster credit card terminal. Could save so much time. Gets out of the car, hear her continue to talk as she walks around the car. Why not put some money into a more striking colour? Something that lets people know it's you right away. I see pale lavender, or an unusual orange. Fluorescent, maybe. Steps up onto the sidewalk, and after one last wave, she finally leaves. Stay quiet for a moment. Something is in the back of your mind. Nothing very happy. But at least the notion that you serve a purpose on this planet. Yeah, she was, definitely strange. Okay, so we're gonna go to our informant, seeing as none of the other suspects are showing up, so... You pull up in front of a small cafe, place seems straight out of the 70s. Cat's hired up Marco, just sneaking inside. It's late, but the place is still open. Climb out of the cab and follow him inside. Bar reeks of smoke. Smoking is banned, of course, but some places let the customer do as they please. This time of night, it's either beer or coffee. And probably about to go clock in is eating a ham sandwich. You smile. It's a real trip down memory lane. Reminds you of your father. Hey, psst. Didn't mean to click that. You and Marco were old friends until he stole your wife. For a number of reasons that neither one of you feels like getting into, he's owed you one ever since. Look at you, man. You look like shit. And you look pretty drunk. Depends not to have heard. Sit down. I don't want anyone to notice us. You're shaking. He's shaking. His voice is low, clearly uncomfortable. Marco's a nervous type, but tonight is different. Yeah, no worries, we're fine. Well, no, actually, we're not. Downs the glass of cheap red wine on the table in front of him. Sticking my butt out for you, man. Anyone finds out, I'm out on my ass. Even worse, they may go after me. They aren't a bunch of softies over there. They're ruthless. Real sharks. Always takes a plaintive note. Why the hell do you care for that guy who worked at Diamant? Well, anyhow, eh? Admit it. You're just doing it to piss me off. Yeah, I have my reasons. Every single time, man. Never fails. Find a job, settle down, and you show up and make a mess of everything. Fills with the empty class. That Gene Brenton guy you asked about? Yeah, he worked for Diamant. Gene Brenton was the Sandman's first victim. He was assigned to the main office, the handyman. He put the furniture together, changed light bulbs, emptied garbage cans. Then they fired him. Got a look at the memo, but it didn't say much about the whens and whys. That's all? Here's a sigh. No, that's not all. Take the note of urgency in his voice. He's upset, irritable. That Brenton guy of yours was a pyromaniac. Got caught setting fires to some boxes in the parking lot. Wasn't the first time. They fired him on the spot. So, come on. What's this all about? How do you know the guy? The less you know, the better. Yeah, right. It's top secret. Stands up all at once, his chair scraping the floor, his hands shaking. This is the last time, man. Don't ask for help again. It's the last time. Storms out of the cafe, the heavy door banging shut behind him. Sit there a while without moving. Behind and nods you. Nose over at you with a whistle. Hey, buddy. That pal of yours? You didn't pay. Of course you didn't. It was only £15, so... You pay Marco's tab and leave. Clear sets your mind in motion. So, Brenton had worked for the group Diamant, and he was a pyromaniac. There's no way that's a coincidence. Climb back into your cab. Your head is still heavy. Humming the engine brings you around. Still got a long night ahead of you. Okay, none of our suspects are showing up, so we'll start doing our normal customers now. Passenger settles into the back seat could be a male model. Ask you to take him to Charles de Gaulle Airport. His voice is mild and pleasant. Says your passenger wants to talk about the killer. It's simple, since the first murder, everyone thinks they know something. Everyone thinks they saw something. The passenger is no exception. Yay, we got something. Watch him in the rearview mirror as he adjusts his clothes, checks his breath, obviously primping. Drive people to the airport all the time. Bring along a suitcase or a bouquet of flowers. Passenger doesn't have either. Or maybe he's picking someone up? Or meeting someone? He's looking at himself in the rearview mirror. His lips part and he runs his tongue over his teeth. I think it's stuck in my teeth, right? Shake your head no. I wonder why he's going to the airport. You're wondering why I'm going to the airport, aren't you? Oh, yeah. I can tell you're curious. I'll tell you, but it's a secret. His voice has changed, as if he were about to deliver a speech. Women today aren't too smart for us men. Too smart. They'll tell us the minute we try to hit on them. Crinkles his nose as if there was a bad smell in the cab. There are dozens of books on how to get lucky, on how to score, but they all make the same big mistake. Do you know what the mistake I'm talking about is? They're written by men. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they're written by men, so I don't see why that's a problem. After all, deer don't write books on hunting, do they? He smirks. No, let me tell you. All those books about hidden women never tell you where the best hunting grounds are. Theoretical pause. Airports. Another theoretical pause. Brilliant, right? Women in airports are lonely, emotional, and available. On the street, they're always in a hurry. They don't have any time. In the movies or in a museum, they don't want to be disturbed. But at the airport, clearly very proud of himself, remains silent. He crinkles his nose and sniffs again. Is it me? Is there a funny smell in your cab? You sniff too. Sorry, I don't smell anything. Shrugs and goes back on to his monologue. Personally, I prefer older women. Yeah, let him talk. Single mums who are at the airport to pick up or send their kids to their exes. They're waiting at the unaccompanied miner's counter to get information about late flights or gate change. Walk over to the counter, look at the flight information, pretend to be worried. My sister, I say, waiting for my little sister. Never been to Paris before. Going to take her to the Riviera. Wants to work in fashion someday. She's already very talented. I hope everything is okay. That she had a good flight. It means the world to me. She is my house sister, but I love her like a sister. Smile. Takes another sniff, glances around the cab, then picks up where he left off. House sister line works every time. Divorced parents, remarried, every time. Better start laughing. Yeah, let him talk. Very obviously loves the sound of his own voice, so. Word of advice though, you have to get there early. Make a day of it. Keep an eye on the domestic flights, the delays, the companies. Requires a little preparation, but I usually go home with 20, even 30 numbers. 6 hours. Not bad, eh? Yeah, just let him keep on talking. Another thing, I wouldn't recommend Orly. The counters are a disaster there. You have to go back and forth between the lines at different levels. It's exhausting. And the neon lights ruin your eyes. No, Oasis is definitely the way to go. Domestic flights terminal. Rubs his hands together. I can feel it. Today's my lucky day. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna fall for me, big time. Can't resist, you give a slight cough and say, "Excuse me, do you mind if I ask you a personal question?" No, of course not. Anything to help you understand my game plan. Do you realize you're a total asshole? Yeah, calling me out is probably not gonna work. Okay, what do you do after all that? After what? After getting their numbers? Ah, very good question. Rate all the women I talk to. Get the stars on a scale of 1 to 5, according to appeal level. Go home and start sending messages. First to the 3 stars. Drops his voice in knowing tones. They're the easiest. Best looks / easy ratio. Same thing next day with the 4 stars. They usually play hard to get. They see themselves as real beauties. Sniffs with a look of disgust. Then the 5 stars. Day after that. Just to leave them hanging a little, to get them to doubt their attractiveness. That's rule number 1. When you want to pick up a woman with my little strategy, all the self-esteem. Yeah, God, I fucking hate guys like that. Cab pulls into the drop-off lane, Patty pays the fare and exit the cab. I'm telling you, you should take my advice. It's a piece of cake. Just need to come up with a good line or 2. They all fall for it. It's really bizarre. The smell of shit seems to be following me wherever I go. Yeah, I think you're smelling yourself, dude. Walks away. The sole of his right shoe, you catch sight of a dark brown spot. He actually stepped in shit. Oh, that's fucking great. Fucking karma for him. Fashion disappears into the airport. Roll down the back seat window and start up the cab. Oh, man, that was a great ending to that conversation. Okay, so we got one of our suspects over here, so might as well go for them while they're actually here. Okay, this one's going to be a long one by the looks of it. Okay, let's do it. Customer getting into the cab is in his late teens and looks exhausted. Since he's nervous, on edge, afraid of something. The 13th Aradeciment, Rudy Chisoi. There's a slight drawl, an accent from the previous, maybe Alsquer? Somewhere in the eastern France, anyhow. Start the cab. Lengthy silence ensues. The smell of your passenger is unmistakable. There we go. Alcohol, strong and cheap. How was the party? Young man practically jumps. The party? Right. Yeah, the party. A bunch of colleague friends. We were celebrating the end of midterms. A slight nod of the head. Seems exhausted. Something back. Or maybe... I don't have any money on me. There's a little trouble at the bar, but more like got stolen. Clears your throat. Some chick I never met before went through my pockets. I guess I thought she was hitting on me. So, how are you planning on paying the fare? Don't worry about it. When we get to my friend's place, she'll pay. She won't want to come outside in this cold, though. I have to run in and out. Don't believe a word he's saying, and he can tell you're not buying it. Otherwise, I could reverse his gaze. I'm thinking maybe I could look you in the eye again and suppose to open his jacket a little. Make you feel better. Nah, I think I'm good. Must be pretty hard driving like this, all alone. Maybe a massage, or something else. I'm sure the other lady suspect that we had earlier would definitely agree to the massage. He breaks off, looks down his crotch. Yeah, stop right there. No, we're not doing this. Face turns bright red. Sorry, I don't have any money at all. Nods his head, no. You sigh. I do stuff like this often. Yeah, sometimes. Versus gaze. It's been complicated lately. Don't have anyone to help me out anymore. Listen, the answer is no for the massage and the anything else. Really can't pay? Young man reached your eye. Yeah, I'm broke. I messed everything up this year. Lost my job at the supermarket, roommate kicked me out. Seems to be getting younger with each new word. I have a friend who puts me up sometimes. Says I could stay at her place tonight. That's where we're heading. Yeah, let's keep on driving. It already seems like it's gone through a lot of shit. I'll drive you. Patching his eyes wide, leans in a little closer to you. You will? You nod your head yes. But you had to stop doing stuff like that. Gonna get in trouble, cause trouble too. Opens his mouth to say something. I lied to you before. I wasn't with friends. I was with a woman. I'm male escort. Spend the evening with her. She pays me. We don't even have sex. It's platonic. He lowers his eyes, looks unhappy. I really screwed things up. Don't have a place to sleep. You have nowhere to go? I don't know anyone here. Only customers. Parents are old farts. I couldn't stand living in Versailles anymore. Have you ever been to Versailles? You shake your head no. Well, don't bother going. Bunch of old farts. A little smile flits across his face, then disappears. Making fun of Versailles usually cheers me up, but not this time. Since he's withdrawing again, do you mind if I take a little nap? Just a few minutes. Give myself some time to think. You know, okay. Thanks. Yeah, let's just turn on the heat a little bit. Smiles at you, then looks out the passenger window. Keep driving. Every now and then you glance back at him. No sleep, just staring at the road, lost in thought. Listen to his shirt a little. He's not as cold as when he got into the cab. It's as if he were having a conversation with himself, but without pronouncing a single word. As if he were weighing his options. Sometime later, he parked in front of the address he had given you. Are you sure you're okay? Yeah, sure. Long silence. Sorry I tried to. I thought gonna have to go back home. Back to my parents. Talk to them. His voice is faint, almost inaudible. I'm probably about to do something really stupid, huh? Probably. And you've been there too, haven't you? Yeah. Unlikely silence. He held his gaze. He says you understand. Thanks. Gets out without a word. He hurries into the entrance way of a modern building, already in bad repair. Public housing. Start the cab. Now, honestly, I feel kind of bad for the guy. Anyway, we have time for maybe one more person. Okay, let's go with this guy. Seems to be close by, and yeah, now the other suspects seem to have shown up, so yeah. Okay, short one, but looks of it. Brought to the sidewalk to pick up the passenger, who ordered a cab. Could just make him out, surrounded by 5 or 6 cops. An all too familiar scene. Every so often, the low, ominous tones of an officer's voice makes it to your ear. The circle of cops break up, see a passenger, heads over the cab and gets in. Slams the door and lets rip. Motherfucking cops. Gives you his address and you start the car. Passenger stares out the window at the passing road as if to calm himself. Take a quick look in the rearview mirror. What was that all about? Nothing. Usual bullshit. It's a youthful sounding voice. A little immature, barely 20, maybe younger. What a fucking pain in the ass. Can't go out without getting screwed by each other. Every one of those son of bitches. Not wearing a goddamn beret. If you happen to be wearing sweatpants, then yeah, right, you're fucking hood. Speaks rarely, then raises his voice an octave. Your papers, please. Sighs his voice back to normal. Yeah, sure. Shove your ass cock up your frickin' ass, buddy. Yeah, always the same old thing, isn't it? Person looks at you and lets out a bit of a laugh. You can say that again. Even the Arabs treat us like shit when they're wearing a uniform. Slow smile spreads over his face. You know what's worse? Pulls the paper back out of his jacket pockets. Call Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. You wouldn't believe it was my book. Turns it to his pocket right away. For a second, you wonder if he imagined it. The first thing they asked me was where I'd stolen it from. No, like there was nowhere I could own a book. Then the bastard took the book and flipped through it every single page to make sure I wasn't hiding anything, like hash or some other shit. Flinches, something in his features. Breaks. A crack has appeared. Try not to show it, but you see what's going on. You can't help it. The inner struggle. Humiliation. Sense of shame. Just a book. Do you like it? Looks up. Yeah, it's kind of like a revenge story. Like all the Hollywood movies we downloaded so we don't have to pay for a ticket. Except that it takes place 200 years ago. And yeah, it's good. Really sucks what happened to the hero guy, and he spends the whole book planning his revenge, big time. The guy's pretty messed up. Catches your eye in the rearview mirror. Realize he's not all worked up anymore. It's, my girlfriend who gave it to me. What else did she recommend? Well, believe me, man, it was pretty rough at first. First she got me to read this book, Pride and something or other, some English book. Pride and Prejudice. Yeah, that's it. Read it too. I saw the movie a long time ago. Pause. They made a movie? Shit, I should have watched it. Didn't get through the whole thing, but she didn't mind. After she got me to read something by Balzac, and after the Court of Monte Cristo really wants me to read this book. Rolls his eyes. By some Belgian woman, I think. You shrug. My girlfriend says wrote a book about this Roman emperor and his boyfriend. That is actually amazing. Lost to myself. Better not get caught by the cops with that one in my pocket. Or by my friends for that matter. Yeah, let's laugh. Looks up, his eyes shining. Forced me a little, and then I realized that Monte Cristo is one of us. I mean, his story. It's a lot like what goes on today. But I introduced her to new stuff too. There are these texts, rap lyrics that she really likes. She's just here, putting on a show and all, but the truth is she actually likes it. Same thing with reading, right? I mean, it had to be properly explained to me. I had to want to try it. And that was it, man. I was on my way. Looks down. But it's pretty crazy even so. I'm actually reading a book. I still can't believe it. Book and my girlfriend. So I sparkle. Some chicks really change your life, don't they? Nod your head, slowly. Pull up the address going by your fare. That's how I sigh. You know, man, don't know why the hell I just told you all that. No worries. Must be a real bummer, with these guys telling you their life stories. Actually, passes you the money for the ride. I have to go. I punch in early tomorrow. Pauses, eyeing the time on the radio's LCD display. I was about to say LSD, but that'd be a very different thing and experience. Or later on, I should say. Moment later, vanishes into the night. Man, that was enjoyable. Some people aren't so bad. Oh, and that's the end of our night. I did notice that one of our suspects did show up towards the end, but oh well. Okay, we only made 58 pounds. Okay, how much did we lose? Oh, we lost like about half of it. God damn it. Okay, well, let's continue on and see what clues we were able to get from tonight. Oh yeah, that's right, we get the envelope. So we get some more stuff. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so we got killer case. Oh yeah, the fourth victim. Okay, and then I can do the autopsy. Fortunately, I don't have enough time to do that, so yeah, that gives us a lot of stuff we can go up. Oh shit, that gives us a lot of stuff. Okay, victim changed will 2 days before death. That's definitely interesting. Camille is heir to victim 4's fortune. That's definitely suspicious. And yeah, he was pushed into... push victim to sell shares, so he got hired, fired from the group dement years before the Albatross. Then he lost the company, grandson died. Yeah, then we read that one. Victim 1 worked for the group dement in the past. I used to work with the mafia, yeah. So, yeah. Victim 3, newspaper in mouth. Death by injection or a muscle relaxant leading to asphyxia. So, yeah, that links us to the first girl here. Tears found on victim 3. Victim surprised by injection. Muscle reluctant, whatever that is. Weapon used on you, World War II gun. Okay, so who would that link? Yeah, because that would link her, because she served in the war. It also could maybe link her, because she has a blurry past. What about her? Yeah, not sure. Victim 4, banknote stuffed in throat. And victim 4 left his money to his dog. Okay, I'd probably do that too if I had a dog. But yeah, that's all we can really do for tonight, so let's end it. Okay, let's do it. Night 3. Okay, who are we going to get? Oh, we got a couple more informants. Has any of our people shown up? Nope, so none of our suspects have shown up, so... I also need to fuel up my cab, so... might do that first, actually. Go fuel up my cab, then I'll go down and do those people. Okay, so we are now fueled up and ready to go. So let's go to our first informant of the night, seeing as none of our other suspects have shown up. But I think we may have done all that we can with them, possibly. Okay, headquarters of a 24-hour news channel. Kinda sells audiences with terrifying scoops and news flashes, minus the coverage. Climb out of the cab, cross the street, and enter an enormous entrance hall. TV is the size of a cab of broadcasting the latest developments on the Sandman case. Go to the reception desk, leave your ID, take the stairs to the 8th floor, where Daniel works. Television anchor was a regular customer of yours at one time. She's usually high and is always friendly. You'd been of help to him more than once. He waves to you as he enters the office, or as you enter the office. He's expecting you. Across the open plan office, it's almost empty. Televised news set is just a few yards away. Without the scrolling tickers and the logos, everything seems fairly quiet. Before we have our little talk, there's something I need to tell you. I want to apologize for everything I put you through. All the messed up shit. You know, the drugs and everything. I'm done with all that. Yeah, congrats, man. Thanks. Well, I'm still working on it, but I met the right person, and now I'm sure I'm going to give his head a vehement shake. That using all clean, Daniel does everything a lot faster than you do. Anyhow, in text message, you said you had a few questions about the Sandman. Got some information on the victims, but first, how should I put this? Daniel draws you in a little closer. Can't breathe a word about this to anyone. Not a word. They find out I'm leaking information, they'll fire me. Don't mess around here when it comes to scoops. Either sink or swim. Right, I get it. Just want to know a little more about... Let's go with the second victim. Young reporter looks fairly surprised. Roland? The chick from the urban planning office? Now breaks off for a moment. Someone is walking past his desk. Hold on a sec. Lead you to the other side of the office, where there's a tiny room with a Xerox machine. No one will bother us in here. Everyone here despised Roland. We all knew she was paid off by the group demand. Not to say anything. About the albatross? Bingo. She predated the the paperwork and crap like that. She pocketed about $50,000 in the process. Can't help whistling. That's nearly 3 times my salary. Glances up at the enormous clock overhead. Listen, man, I owe you one. So, what else do you want to know? Tell me more about, let's go for the third victim, because we seem to know a lot about the fourth victim. One here loved Michaela, the kind of international correspondent who knows what's what. A stubborn, hard-working chick, an incredible woman. She received death threats a few days before. She get them every so often. We all do, in fact. Not to mention the offensive tweets. He looks away for a moment. But this time, it was serious. Dead serious. There's a knock at the door. Yeah, I'm coming. Sorry, you have to go. Around here, it's a battlefield. No worries. Thanks for everything. He stopped short, realizing that, for once, he's been able to help you. A smile plays across his face. It was funny to hear you say that. You return his smile. Back in the cab, you relieve Daniel's addiction has been replaced by something more manageable, let's say. At least, you hope it is. Turn the key in the ignition and drive away. Motorcycle in the distance takes off like a shot. Don't like that you mentioned that. Bang. You stall. A sickening feeling in your pit of the stomach. It was just no exhaust pipe. That's all. Nothing more. That's all. Nothing more. God, I fucking hope so. Okay, we're going to our next and hopefully last informant. Get out of your taxi, cross the street, and walk over to the hospital. A small drab building with grey shutters. A client of yours works here. You ask about her at the reception desk and are given a floor and a room number. climbed the stairs. The smell of the disinfectant is overpowering. 10 years before, someone had come up with an unfortunate colour scheme. Putrid lilac, sickly orange, muddy red. Push open door 451 and see Degina sitting on a bed, her face aglow in the light of a cell phone. "Oh, it's you. I was wondering when you were going to stop by." She stands up. "Yeah, thanks for letting me stop by. I'm happy too." She means it. "I don't have much time." A few weeks earlier, you'd been there for Gina. A few words exchanged during a taxi ride, that's all. But she'd contact you afterwards to say thanks. You meet up for coffee and then settled into a routine. Text messages sent every week or so. See how the other was holding up. Go to her as a doctor meant she worked nights, too. But you never told her about the attack, about the Sandman, about Bersay. So, you want to know about the whatever that was. You nod yes, and follow her down to the hallway to a small medical dispensary. Hear the gurgle of a coffee maker. Coffee? Sure, why not? Pour some coffee into a flimsy paper cup. The smell momentarily blotting out the disturbing stench of the hospital. Pours some coffee into an old cracked mug and leans up against a medicine cabinet. Let's ask how she's been so far. Can't complain. Things have always been worse, at any rate. Contents her impatience. She swings her mug into another hand as if to demonstrate her composure. First, I need to know if... Is it related to the Sandman? Goes on before you can answer. You know, I'm not an idiot, right? I know how to connect the dots. Yeah, might as well tell the truth. Yes, it is. You update her on the situation, presenting a broad picture. She nods, giving you a smile when you finish. Pancorium is a poison, if you'd rather. When turned into pancuronium, bromide is a muscle relaxant. It's used to be used as a general anesthetic. Used to be? Yes, it's a very cheap anesthetic, but extremely powerful. Too powerful, in fact. Surgical interventions nowadays are much faster and more local. But it's still used in the United States, on death row. She pronounces the last two words with an almost impeccable shudder. She finishes her coffee. A lot of anti-death penalty NGOs are fighting to have it banned. Pancuronium is lethal, but it isn't a painkiller. Patients apparently still feel pain until they pass out. Oh, and one more thing. Seems uncomfortable. There was a break-in a few months ago. Some pancuronium was stolen. Not the kind of thing that usually goes missing. So someone else was able to get to it. Interesting. It was the same night the building caught fire. Hospital was swamped. Most of the victims were sent here. Any way to find out the names of the victims? The guy gapes at you, dumbfounded, made sure to even ask. That's impossible. It's confidential. Of course it is. Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. Tonight, it was my turn. No problem. Take a last gulp of your coffee to hide your disappointment. Coffee is actually quite good here, isn't it? It breaks into a broad grin. You're touched. There's something about her youth, about the light in her eyes. You smile back. Yes, it definitely is. A few minutes later, you're back in your cab. Luckily, the smell of the hospital has vanished, cancelled out by the cold. Turn the key in the ignition. Gina's parting words echo through your brain to the hum of the engine. Be careful. Don't forget, you're not a cop. Early, you told her the truth. Relieved. Glad you shared it with her. Drive away. Okay, well that gave us some pretty interesting information. Okay, I'm gonna go with this lady, seeing as she is one of the closest ones. All the others seem to be up north somewhere, so... Oh, okay, so you're going all the way up there. Okay, well, that's kind of where we want to go, I guess. Next passenger is alone, and waiting for you on the sidewalk. Gets in the cab and whispers. Hello. She has no handbag or suitcase, just a small handmade sign with an Indian name printed on it. Charles D. Goulet, please. She is young, with a soft and slight accent. Face shows no emotion. Fingers play with a small gold chain around her neck. It's the only piece of jewelry she has on. You drive, glancing back at her from time to time. Head seems to be somewhere else. Is everything alright, miss? She nods her head gently, cracking a smile. It's really early. First planes to come in are the worst. Everyone is exhausted and half asleep. Yes, exactly, and... She sighs. I must confess, I don't really want to go there. Tiny smile lights her face up for a split second before disappearing. Ah, family? My future husband. Well, future, I've never even met him. Her accent suddenly becomes stronger. You know this habit well. Just before confiding you, passengers tend to relax into their natural accent. I'm sure he's the greatest guy, as they say here. Sadness appears in her voice, but I don't know him at all. My parents chose him. Crazy, isn't it? Are you shocked? Yes. Sad smile washes briefly over her face. It's a tradition, or at least it used to be. My parents are a bit old school, even by current standards in India. I chose to study here, not in England, like my sister. She flushes a smile. I fell in love with Paris and decided to stay. I almost never go home. Actually, this is home now. Anyway, my parents insist I meet him. Decided to make the trip, saying he has a meaning as a pretext. Let's just say nothing. Let it continue. It's understandable from their perspective. I mean, work for them, right? Sense something bubbling up. Anger, before she freezes. Some people refuse to let their emotions out. She slowly regains control of her body. What day trips would you recommend outside Paris? Nearby? She nods. Versailles, of course. Really beautiful. Definitely worth it. Her face lights up. Oh yes, it's perfect. I'm sure he'll like that. Oh yeah, there's that. There's a huge park, very wild, if you like hiking. I don't really know. She smiles shyly. Prepared to say nothing. The airport is not much further. Something about the young woman makes you feel uncomfortable. Looks as if she is about to scream, but is holding it in. Time passes and silence fills the cab. Which terminal? Your question startles her. Terminal C. 2C, I think. It's supposed to be a nice day out today. A smile crosses her face, then quickly disappears. Yes, I hope so. Thank you. Park the car in the front of Terminal 2C. Passenger grabs her sign and exits the cab. pauses for a second as if she were about to say something. Then she disappears. Poor girl. Yeah, fortunately there's a lot of countries that still do arranged marriages, which is not great. Okay, let's go with this girl, seeing as there's a lot close by up here. I mean, this is near the airport, so... I also don't know why my screen is suddenly freaking out. They're just trying to tell me that not to go over there. But yeah, anyway, let's do this. Pull over to the side of the road and wait for your passenger. Regular you haven't seen in a while. Myrtle. Oh, I'm pretty sure that's not how I pronounce it, but I'm gonna call her Myrtle. She appears from a side street, toting an enormous shopping bag, and climbs into the cab. Well, hello there. I wasn't sure you'd receive my message. Voice is cracked and raspy, like a broken phonograph. You know all about her sad life story, but I've heard romances, scratch card addiction, and her 2 incinerations to date. You're lucky. You'd been given a helping hand. She hadn't. Are you going to get going, or what? Sorry, I'm a little distracted. Where to? To the shelter in Montreal, thanks. Turn the key in the ignition. Motor hums. Damn, feels good to be warm. And, speaking of being warm, things are kinda tough right now, money-wise, if you know what I mean. Meadow, you know it's always free for you. Raises a hand and pops out her chest. No way, forget it. I'm a passenger, just like any other. Her hoarse, raspy voice is like sandpaper over stone. Let's make a deal instead, okay? An agreement, that is. I'm listening. I'll tell you a riddle. If you find a solution, I'll pay the fare. Sounds good? You nod yes. Fine. Told him a good one yesterday. Nobody figured it out. Not too surprising though, is it? It's not like the guys I'm running to are geniuses or anything. Then again, some of them probably took my little riddle the wrong way. There's a burst of unpleasantly moist, gunky laughter. Ew. Listen up. Leans forward, opens her mouth, and then freezes, but only for a moment. My pocket is empty, yet there's something in it. Mouth spreads into a resilient grin. See why the other guys didn't like it too much? Because of the empty pockets, they know all about them. Another burst of laughter, and the unpleasant gunk. You should have seen the look on their faces when I told them the answer. He stopped short. Hey, wait a sec. You have to get the answer all by yourself. Tell you the riddle one more time, in case you weren't listening like you should have been. The pocket is empty, but there's something in it. Go ahead, I'm listening. Empty pocket, something inside. Maybe pocket has another meaning. Maybe it's air? No, that's too dumb. Her hand? Pretty twisted, but it could be it. A hole? It's something, but at the same time it's empty. Turn it over in your mind, your eyes fixed intently on the road. You can hear your passenger settling in more comfortably on the seat behind you. Well then, what do you say? Okay, I may or may not have cheated because I have no idea about the answer, but apparently it's a hole. What the? How did you guess? Well, I just thought it over, Myrtle. You're good. You can sense the disappointment in her voice. Well, maybe it's because you have a hole in your pocket. That's how come you figured it out so fast. You smile. I'm a smart guy, you know. So, why are you a taxi driver then? Tone is friendly. One thing, it's a real job. Takes brain power. You need to know all the streets, shortcuts. Yeah, that's right. Face creases into a smile. No, serious. I'm just messing with you. You're a smart one, that's all. Voice grows suddenly hoarse. I like that riddle. Kind of comforts me. 'Cause that way, it says to myself, always got something in my pocket. Smile on her face is hard to read. She keeps quiet for the next few minutes. But it's not about modesty. You know her well, but not a modest bone in Myrtle's body. Maybe she just wants to sit back and enjoy the warmth of the cab and the hum of the engine. In any case, you eventually pull up to the address she'd given you. Dozens or so homeless people, men for the most part, are smoking or lolling about in front of the shelter. You notice some of the sporting coloured armbands, probably non-profit workers or something. There's a large table near one of the entrances and volunteers handing out blankets. Hand you the fare. Here you go. Tone of her voice is cool and authoritarian. Let's accept it. Fingers let go of the banknote reluctantly. I thank you for everything. He exits the cab, shopping bag dragging behind her like a dog on a leash. Start the cab almost immediately. A hole in your pocket. Good metaphor for people who have lost pretty much everything. At the next red light, you slip your hand into your pants pocket. Run your index finger over the seam. There's a tiny hole in the fabric. Yeah, let's leave it alone. Light turns green. Take your hand out of your pocket and shift into gear. Freaking out. Okay, so I got one of my suspects right there. Well, might as well, because we need to get some more information out of them. But she may also be the last customer for the time. Uh-oh. Got an event happening. I know where you hear a voice whispering in your ear. This is where I died. Yay, it's the kid again! Finally, we get to meet him again. Brake hard. There's no noise in the cab. No noise outside. Silhouette appears on the back seat of the cab. His features appear one by one as if drawn with a paintbrush. So much suffering. You squint. Little boy, would you be so kind as to drive me? Yeah, where are we going again? Very well. Very well. Let us drive then. Boy silhouette follows for a moment, then disappears entirely. You hold your breath. On the back seat behind you, the boy slowly reappears. You start driving. Delicious scent of bacon fills the cab. It smells like buttery crust and meat browning in the oven. It smells good, doesn't it? I'm hungry too. I'm always hungry. Hotel Door, please. Sure. Hotel Door? Yes, I'm afraid you might think I'm crazy. But I assure you, you'll find sustenance there. Ghost lets you out a cute little sigh. There used to be an excellent pastry shop there. The best pâté in Croûte in all Paris. I'm very sorry again, I'm absolutely butchering these names. Everyone went there, that's for sure. They closed centuries ago, long before I was born. But they're still selling their products in the courtyard of the hospital. The ghosts who lived there loved to treat themselves to some nice, warm pâté before going to their rooms. He giggles. You should see the hospital some nights. The dead and the living mingle, walking past each other, conversing sometimes without even realizing it. Many guess. Some areas are natural meeting places. Raises his voice, excited. I know, let's play a game. It'll help us forget how hungry we are. Alright then, Can you ask me one more question about myself? Only one. Pause for a few seconds. Little Ghost is impatient. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Let's ask about how he died. He is thrown off by a question. Thinks a minute. I can't for the life of me remember. I felt a slap on my back. I fell. And here I am. Burst out laughing. Laughter is childlike, sparkling and uncalculated. Excellent question. I haven't wondered enough myself. Must not be that interested to know. I'm dead, and that's all there is to it. Points out something outside. We're not far now. Pastry shop I was telling you about was right behind this wall, on the corner of another street. Both streets have disappeared. They were razed and erased when they built that hospital. And I want to tell you something. Oh, any 2-bit historian pushing their books on you would know. But they never get the story right. Smell the beginning of the trip returns to tickle your nose. Pate and crowd the little ghost was talking about. There once lived 2 men here. One a barber, the other a pastry maker. One who had a fancy for blood killed his clients, foreigners, people passing through, broke students. The other, who fancied the first, collected the bodies and chopped them up in the back of his shop. He added strong spices to this fresh meat, as was typical at the time. He then prepared the pate for baking. He cooked it in a richly buttered crust and sold it to everyone who was anyone in Paris. Little Ghost burst out laughing. Have no fear. Pastry chef and his lover have been dead for ages. Once in a while, you can catch a glimpse of them in one of the operating rooms at the hospital. They lean over the patient and grab a tender morsel for the pate on crowd. Once again starts to laugh. This time it's a bit darker. No need to make such a face. Those are best left to ghosts. On that note, bon appetit. A second later he vanishes. Pull it over and take a second to clear your mind of the image of the barber and the pastry maker. And of the delicious taste of meat, fresh from the oven, cooking inside of your mouth. Well, that was interesting and particularly dark. But I now missed the chance to meet with one of my suspects. So, shit. Okay, so we're going for this person here, which we only just made it to. Oh, just enough time to. Awesome. Let's accept. Park your taxi in front of a very nice building. A few seconds go by and a frail figure comes out of the big cast iron door and over to the car. Boy, 10 years at most, gets in the back seat. Oh, okay, we're getting another kid. What exactly brings you here? I'm going to Mass. St. Julian de Beauvoir Church. He is serious and determined as he holds your gaze in the rearview mirror. Start driving. His determination wavers. You know where that is? You smile. Yeah, no worries, I know where it is. Are you a little young to be going to Mass so early in the morning? No answer. Do you go to the early Mass often? Not really, but it's the best Mass. You recommend it? Boy is fidgeting in his seat. The websites I looked at said it was the best one. You've never been? No, not yet, but I wanted to make sure I chose the best one, so I looked online and you tell he's uncomfortable. Seems to be getting more and more nervous. Going for my mum. Your mum? She is sick. Since my dad died, she just cries all the time. Stares at you in the rearview mirror. Yeah, sorry, I lost my dad too. How old were you? A little older than you. Did you go to mass? You refrain yourself from laughing. No, I didn't go to mass. Not even a Muslim mass? No, not even. I didn't need to. Think for a minute. My mum, she needs it. She says she can't understand why God did this. So, I looked up where the best mass in Paris is so I can go ask God. If the internet says it's the best, I think the mass is going in Greek. That's why it's the best in Paris. I don't really know why. Does that mean God speaks in Greek? No idea. I don't know why, but I thought taxi drivers knew everything. About the city they work in, yeah, but about God? Fall in front of the church. Thank you, sir. I better hurry. It's about to start. Good luck in there. He smiles. He has trouble opening the car door. I'm not really sure if it's luck I need. I'm going to pray. I don't think it's about luck at all. Watch him get out of the car and walk up to the church. Goes in alone, walking with intent. Few lone churchgoers are wandering about. Man, that's kind of sad. And definitely a depressing note to end the night on. Okay, yeah, we don't really have much time to... Of course, one of our people shows up. Oh, because we don't have time for another customer, so might as well head home. Because I know we still got at least one other file to go through that we weren't able to get through last night. Oh, and 2 cats are fighting. Lovely. But, yeah, I think we did get a few clues from tonight, so definitely got some good stuff. Okay, how much did I lose? Well, I got 107, which isn't too bad. Ugh, God. It's so much shit. Yeah. Okay, well, at least I still have over 200, so... I mean, it hasn't been really bad for that stuff, but... money-wise stuff, so... Okay, let's see, what have we got? Okay, yeah, because we still had this file. Shit, that had to do with Chris, which is, yeah, our guy here. Okay, so apparently he was seen near Crime 1. And this described killer as an old man or woman. Ooh. Okay, so interesting. Shit, I think she was the one that I was thinking of possibly being the killer. Okay, yeah. Victim 2 received money to shut up about Albatross. And yeah, then there's the muscle relaxant. Okay, Chris was seen in a crime scene 2 months before. Okay, 3 days before. Okay, escort for a secret escort 75 website, which, yeah, doesn't mean too much. Yeah, God, we got a lot of stuff, but, yeah, the only ones who obviously had muscle relaxant, which is her, because of, her husband who was a dentist, and then this guy. Still unsure. Yeah, so we're gonna end the night because there isn't really much else to do. Oh yeah, we got the phone call tonight. Great. Okay, let's pick it up. Okay, so we're getting one of the alibis or somebody, one of our suspects. So, who was it? Okay, yeah, just go through these. Okay, who was it? Oh, really? Okay, interesting. Because she was like one of my major suspects. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, moving on to night 4. Okay, so... not really sure. Yeah, that drives a stake into my investigation of who it could possibly be. I mean, makes it a little bit easier, so... But yeah, I'm reckoning it might be the old man then. Not really sure, but... You'll soon see. There we go. Well, apparently we ran across a movie star. It was in a coffee ad. That's great. But yeah, we're going to go for this guy. Because yeah, I'm still going to try and knock out some of the people we haven't really talked to. So, this one's a kind of short one. Hey, pick up your client right outside the entrance of a public hospital. Sits into the back seat and blurts out an address in an upscale neighborhood. Everything about him denotes fatigue. Voice, face, eyes. Judging by his clothes, you doubt he is a doctor. But you're well aware that appearance can be deceiving. Your eyes meet, and you give him a smile. He doesn't respond. The riot begins in silence. In the rearview mirror, you notice your passenger's clenched fist, tight mouth, and twitching eyelids. Let's break the ice. They're good at the hospital. Words startle him. Excuse me? I was just saying that they're good at that hospital. They took care of me a couple of weeks ago. We was in closer, ever so slightly, so to better stare at you. Nothing serious, I hope. You shake your head no. I mean... yeah, no, nothing serious. Watches you closely for a second and realizes he said too much. Utter silence. Try to read your passenger's thoughts in the rearview mirror. His head dips in a reluctant nod, as if hesitant to speak. He moves a hand to his pants pockets, feeling for something. No luck. You're... breaks off, sorry to have spoken, but his anger wins out. You can sense it beneath the surface, eating away at him. What is he so angry about, you wonder? You're right. The staff at the hospital is excellent. Especially the nurses. The doctors too. They're young and committed. Pretty unusual for a public hospital. Turns his gaze to the passing street with its Christmas decorations, darkened windows and rare passerbys. You don't let your guard down. I work in the private sector. I'm a gynecologist, but my father, his voice shakes. I can't even begin to tell you. He lowers his gaze. You sense he has gone to some far-off place. Then he comes around. The day I graduated from high school, my father shook my hand and said, "It's your turn now, to try and be as successful as me, but you'll never be a match for me." Yeah, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, eh? No, it definitely wasn't. He doesn't like me. He hates me, really. He's always considered me an inferior being, like some kind of parasite, really. Never forgiven me for going into that private sector. All told, we talked maybe 3-4 times in the past 6 years. A chilling silence. Who reached out first? He usually did. Passenger's jaw is slowly relaxing. Called to tell me an uncle or cousin had died. Sometimes it was just a pretext to make some new dig. He'd read my name in a magazine, wanted to make fun of one of my clients. He shakes his head. I treated a lot of actresses at one point. Forget it. Going to die. He's only got a few days left. Generalized cancer. There's nothing more to be done. New wife contacted me. Asked me to come. So I did. Like a good son. Gives an acid laugh. Called me an idiot and roasted me in front of the intern. Didn't spare me a single fucking thing. Choices I made, my life, my work. I grabbed my jacket and walked out. You can die there, all alone. Well, let's say I'm sorry. I seems to be taken aback by your thoughtfulness. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. If I'd trusted my gut, I would have. He is unable to contain his anger any longer. I think I'd have gone. Manages to compose himself at last, catching his breath one gulping heave at a time. When he speaks again, the tone of his voice is light and affected. The only thing that man ever gave me was hatred. I don't know what I did to deserve it. Worked hard. I think I am today. I did it all without help. Kept me out the day I graduated. Hear the muscles working in his jaw. Was that on account of the disease too? Remain silent. You can see his building at the end of the street. That was the last time I ever saw him. Pale and shrunken, like a pathetic-looking rat. A small lab rat devoured by disease. His skin all shriveled up like chemo. You park your car. Passenger hands you the fare. Keep the change. Exits the car and walks away without closing the door. Footsteps echo through the quiet street, and the door of his building slams shut. A minute or two passes, and you get out of the cab to close the door. Look up at the cushy apartment. Balconies are well maintained, some turn into greenhouses. You notice a few plants, no doubt looking forward to summer. Climb back into your car. Again, all like the depressing ones this time. Yeah. Oh, I also just realised we got an informant down here. You might as well go to this one while we're waiting for our suspects to show up. Yeah, we don't really have much time left because, we've got like 2 more days left before we need to give a name, so yeah, we need all the information we can get because I still have not really much of an idea who it is. Headquarters of a secret escort Paris is a rather rustic looking affair wedged between 2 buildings. Oh, this was because we looked at Chris's thing, that's why this showed up. 2 stories, wooden shutters, dead flowers and window boxes, no doubt sat by the cold. There's a light on downstairs. You're not exactly sure what the plan is. Maybe a banknote or 2 will get you some answers. Climb out of the cab. Enter the building through the door opening directly onto the office. That's probably what the whole house is like. Rooms cut into mini rooms and archives. But the temperature that really surprises is that. But it's the temperature that really surprises you. It's practically colder inside than out. Can I help you? Young man wearing a parka, boots, and mittens enters the room. Gives you a thorough looking over, then visibly brightens. Ah, at last, the heating man. Tell me you're here to fix the heat. Yeah, I'm totally here to fix the heat. Places the file he's holding on the desk, then walks over to you. Am I happy to see you, man? You must have called your boss 50 times. Keep saying it's Christmas. The young man breaks into a long, drawn-out story about the hair breaking down. You listen without a word. He grabs hold of your arm and leads you through various rooms to a storage area, where there are archive boxes and an old hot water heater. Ross is such a cheapskate. I've had it. I've really had it. Melly's voice suddenly becomes muffled by the heap of cardboard boxes and files stacked everywhere. Do you think you'll be able to fix it? Yeah, I'll have a look at it first, because we don't know what's wrong with it first. Yeah, good. I'll let you take a look. Doors open as usual, people come and go here as they please. Last, and lets you go of your arm at last. He takes a small step backward, his eyes glued to you. Yeah, we're not doing anything wrong, man. We're just here to fix it. Next door if you need anything. Feel free to ask. Give him a nod as he exits the room, then turn your attention to the boiler. Okay, let's do this. Judging by the young man's attitude, he'll probably leave you alone for a while, but you don't want to overstay your welcome. Yeah, hopefully this all goes well. Hopefully. There's no telling when he'll return. Better take a look at the hot water heater first, not risk having time to look around. Well, I'm kind of hoping to look around because that was the whole point of doing this, but yeah, okay, let's check the boiler first and get this over and done with. You walk over to the hot water heater, crash down and open the control panel. Cable's running in every which way. Are we even going to know what's wrong with it? Yeah, some kind of tiny fuse is blown. Stand up and turn your attention to the boxes of archived materials. Well, at least we know what's wrong with it. But, okay. You could go with them first, yeah. Boxes under the boiler were wet and moldy. Brown pulp sticks to your fingers when you start plowing through them. Ew. Immediately realize you've hit the jackpot. Oh shit, okay, you actually got Sonic. Hell yeah. Okay, that's actually really good. Okay, lists, databases, printouts with names crossed out and highlighted. One of them seems to be a list of secret escort clients. Huh. Okay, sure, let's take them. Slip the list into your back pocket, hoping it doesn't show too much, then stand up. You're done with the pile near the water heater. Okay, that was actually really good. Okay, yeah, we go to the left. Run your fingers lightly over the boxes to the left. They're old, damp and moldy. Ew. Looks like they haven't been checked in a while. Side invoices and estimates. Payslips from the 90s. Name on one of the receipts catches your eye. Oh, does it? Okay, might as well take it, because why not? Grab the receipt and slip it into your back pocket. I wonder who that name was. Stand up, done with the crates on the left. Okay, so we only got the right and left. Boxes on the right are more recent. They contain brochures and catalogs. Is there anything interesting in these? God damn it. Of course there would be for that. I mean, why not? I mean, this is an escort business, so of course there would be other toys. Boxful after boxful of the stuff. Nothing else. Stand up and stack. Stack to the right as... Okay, do I check it again? Chris, there's nothing in the box. Get your rifle through it one more time. And count them up with nothing. Oops, didn't mean to click through that. Excuse me. Here the young man... didn't mean to click through that again as well. He enters the room, you look up in mock surprise. Oh, sorry. Have you figured out what the problem is? Yes, maybe. It's the fuse. Good news. Look up from your phone with a serious expression. Let's come up with an excuse to leave. Okay, I don't think we should stay here any longer. Maybe we can say that we need to go out and buy a new fuse. Yeah, I was just checking to see if I can change it right away. Are you serious? That'd be great. Can't stand the deep freeze temperatures anymore. I'll do my best. Exit the room and walk towards the front door. One man calls out behind you. Hey. Oh. Turn around, your cheek's burning. Do you drink coffee? I mean, yes, I do. I'll make you one. There's one thing still working around here at least. Oh, okay, thank you. Too bad I'm not gonna be around to drink it. You exit the building, a moment later you're back in your cab. Turn the key in the ignition and let the engine idle, waiting for the heat to warm you. Pull out the list and give it a quick going over. A few familiar names jump out at you. Place a document in the glove compartment. We'll go over it more carefully later tonight. Take a look at the other document, then give a slow nod. Name you thought you'd recognize? It isn't one of your suspects. Huh, okay, so somebody else then? Huh, that's strange. You crumple the sheet of paper into a ball and toss it. You hope the other list will provide something. Fuck. Can't help smiling. Must be the adrenaline, the fear. Give your head a shake, like a dog coming out of a mucky river, then start your cab. The night's still young. Man, we definitely found a lot in that place. Okay, hopefully that will definitely help us. Okay, well this guy up here seemed interesting. I haven't seen him pop up before. Or, oh, her. I can never tell with these portraits whether they're or their gender, so sorry if I misgender a lot of these people. You suddenly feel the car vibrate and you hear a loud thump. You just hit something? No, wait. Of course, flat tire. They are notable sigh, rocked as you turn off the engine and step outside to investigate. Yep, flat tire. It never happens. Spare tire is at the taxi depot. Guys around to consider your options. Notice something familiar nearby. Words taxi racing going through the rain floating above the road. As you walk closer to the taxi, you notice a sticker. Taxi belongs to your boss fleet. A free ride to the depot could be useful. Whispers through the closed windows. Need a ride, sir? It's funny, you've been driving for years, but you can't remember the last time you were a passenger. Well, yes. You open the door to what feels like an alternate reality and hop into the back seat. God, this feels weird. I'm actually in the back seat for once. Yeah, this definitely feels weird. Called out tonight. Never seen her before. Not that you are very social with the other drivers, but it's strange. Yeah, thanks for stopping. Starts out the engine. Just doing my job. Smiles at you in the rearview mirror. Purely whites are in surprising condition, especially considering her age. Must be at least 70. Maybe she's been driving for so long that you forgot about her. Where to, monsieur? Yeah, the taxi depot. I thought I recognized you. You don't exactly go to company parties. Not that she'll know who you are. Or not. Apparently she does know who I am. Well, shit. We're colleagues, aren't we? Cannot for the life of you recognize this woman. Yeah, let's just tell the truth, cause, I mean, there's a lot of people working at this place, so can't remember everybody. We are, yes. Managed to score a flat tire somehow. Gives you an empathetic look. Ouch. Never fun. So back to the depot for a spare? You nod. Very well. Company policy says a colleague can need rides for you free, you know? You smile at her. Not true. But I like the gesture. Of course. Choosing an unusual route to your destination, but for once you're not worried about that. Once, you're simply a passenger, enjoying a ride. I want to know what happened. She knows. She knows something. I mean, if you want to talk about it, of course. Sure, why not? Say I was attacked. And I'm looking for the person who did it. Gives you a concerned look. I've had my fair share of revenge in life. It's not always as sweet as you'd expect. I have no choice. Words tumble around in your head. It's none of my business anyway. The kids always complain I'm too nosy. Speaking of which, do you have kids? Yes we do, I think. Sort of. It's complicated. They're a lot of work, but they make things interesting. Especially when they have kids of their own. I can imagine. Passed by the old apartment, one with the heating that never worked. Instinctively cross your arms to warm yourself. I wish I could be more present. Lucky you're looking out for them. Lucky. They knew what happened, they probably wouldn't feel lucky. Maybe. Driver stares off into the distance in silence. Notice I wipe a tear from my face. It was wrong. Looks back at you with shame in her eyes. I'm sorry. She sniffles quietly. Thing is, I retired a few years ago. Last month, I went back to our boss, begged him to give me back my job. He refused. A woman in her 70s shouldn't be driving, he said. Gone is the warm, welcoming voice, replaced with one filled with gnawing regret. I have cancer. It's everywhere. And it's not going anywhere. 6 to 12 months, the doctor said. She tots. So, I made a list. She stops. Don't know if it's a pause or she can't talk. Bucket list? Sort of. We'll sit in silence a moment. I'm 72. I'm not going bungee jumping. Not divorcing my husband and going out dancing. The only item on the list was to keep driving people around. Keep working. To be able to support my family. She smiles, but you can hear tears in her voice. This is what I do. I drive people to where they want to go. That's basic and stupid, but that's my job. I'm going to spend my... That's a grammatical error there. I'm going to spend the rest of my time here on Earth being me. My sister's furious with me. It calls me selfish for not spending time with my kids and grandkids. It's just... Outside the car, a flock of pigeons escape a drunk teenager, building some kind of stick. I don't want nobody's sympathy. I don't want them to remember me as a frail old lady, wasting away. 6 to 12 months left to live, not to sit around sobbing. Nearing the taxi depot. Yeah, I think it's fair. I agree, it's only fair. After all these years, being a taxi driver wasn't my dream, you know. I was studying law when I met my husband. Married young, he had kids quicker than you can say contraceptives. She smiles. Don't regret any of it though. I've had a great life. I've arrived at the depot. And I hope you do too. Look her in the eye. She's happy. No matter what the future might hold for her, she is happy. Something else is lingering. Yeah, let's say thank you. She pouts. Bah, it's nothing. Pleasure was all mine, Alfred. Go on now. I have paid customers waiting for me. Gotta finish before 6. After that, cops are everywhere. You smile. Step into the depot and head toward the supply room. You know what, other drivers, they don't matter to you. They never mattered anyway. Supplies in hand, you begin to walk back to your taxi. It's quiet out, and freezing, and lonely. You like it. Think you recognize someone in the street. He looks like... No, not him. We'll never see him again. A few minutes later, the spare tire is installed, you're back behind the wheel. You lost a lot of time. You say and get back on the road. Oh, that was kind of sweet. I'm glad I picked that person. Ooh, we got one of our people. Okay, let's do them then. While they're still here. Because we need to get as much info as we can. Because I still have no idea about which person it is. Okay, let's do this. Park in front of the cemetery where your client is supposed to be waiting. No one is there. A bit further, you notice a small house half built into the cemetery wall. Door opens, light floods the street. You make out two shadows. One of them walks towards your cab, your next passenger. Ooh, apparently we got a new location to look at. Struggles to get into the car, eventually falls onto the back seat. Ivory. A moment goes by before you realize they're giving you his address. His raspy and exhausted voice was almost inaudible. You start driving. You leave the cemetery and notice another shadow in the rearview mirror, still standing on the sidewalk. You okay? Passenger slowly lifts his head up. You're struck by the smell. The stench of alcohol was so strong you'd think your passenger had bathed himself in a river of whiskey. You know you're not going to be able to get rid of the smell easily. You never can. Game froze for a second? What do you think? His head looks like it weighs a ton. It wobbles. I don't give a shit about anything. Passenger is shaking. A spitball forms at the corner of his mouth. Ew. Too hard. It's just too hard. Each word he says is uttered with a moan, in pain. His face, twisted and almost inhuman, makes you uncomfortable. What's going on? He's my grandson. I miss him so much. Every minute, every second, I'm away from him. No way he's there, but can't give him the impression you recognize him. You give away the fact that you know things about him. And this whole guy who reeks of alcohol is a killer. Possibly. Yeah, what happened? You didn't read the papers, eh? The fire. 100 some dead. Ring a bell? Yes, of course. My grandson was in that building. A little man. Daniel. A precious child. Rosy cheeks to pinch, always asking questions, question after question. Asking questions about everything all the time. He once asked me if Wales... Always his head shaking all over. He's unable to speak. Wales? Leave me the fuck alone, damn it. His voice is scathing, his anger is contained, controlled. Just leave me alone. That's my only reason to live. Got wasted so I don't have to listen to all the stupid things on TV and in the papers. Like, the people living in the albatross were derelicts. Like, my daughter was an unworthy mother because she was at the night of the fire. It's not their fault. Our higher-ups. Them. They pinned those families up in cages. Death traps. Pull silent as you pull the taxi up in front of the address he gave you. Points to a window on the last floor of the dilapidated building. Here. I live here. It's all I can afford. Till they're able to relocate her, my daughter is living in a hotel out in the projects. A seedy place. Pauses and remains completely still. Can't seem to get to sleep at our place. All I can do is... Thought appears on his face. His voice becomes softer and almost sweet. I slip into the cemetery, where Dan is buried. Climb the wall, where the gravel walkways, and still go up to his tombstone. It's cold, but I don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. Silence. Passenger remains immobile. Tonight, we're too cold up, so, Hubert called you. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to get in bed. And think about Dan. Think about those assholes, those son of a bitches, those shitbags. He stares at you. Want only one thing from them. Death. Eyes open, fear right down their veins. Pants filling with. Andrew Bill gets out of the taxi. Watches staggering to his building for a minute. Main door is broken in. Doesn't even enter a code to open it. He disappears. After he disappears, you sit for a moment to contemplate the deserted street. Something about his story is off. I had trouble picturing a man his age climbing the wall of a cemetery. He saw that wall. It was at least 2-3 meters, maybe more. Turn the key in the ignition and drive away. Yeah, it is interesting. And the fact that he brought up about bringing those people death, so... Well, one of our other suspects is showing up, so I'm going to select her. And then, probably tomorrow night, I'll check out the other place there. Oh, maybe not. You slowed down a bit. You've been hit with a migraine. Crack your window. Icy press and air fills the cab. Need to rest. Need coffee. Need to close your eyes. Just a minute. One tiny minute. You don't need sleep. Oh great! You're back again. Raise your head. See yourself sitting in the back seat. Gut conscious? No. More like someone who's pulling your guts out. Yeah, I look like shit. I know. No surprise considering all the crap I ate, right? He smokes. Or maybe it's just a smile. Can't quite tell. I just got one thing to say. It won't take too long. You'll be able to get back to defending the weak and the poor right after. Maybe cleansing up your reputation. That pretty face of yours. Man, you kind of stinks something awful. Might not even realize it. Stale cigarette smell makes me want to puke. Didn't used to smoke. Apparition in the backseat is watching you, attentively, and hoping to get a reaction out of you. Yeah, let's say nothing. Man in the backseat leans over to you. Can't quite figure out if it's all this is real, or a dream, or a nightmare. Not the Sandman laid into you. It was something weird you didn't tell the pigs. Something happened. And it's like you totally forgot. Close your eyes instinctively. But no image comes to mind. Instead, it's a sound. A word. Curse said, whispered. Sorry. Ooh, okay. Interesting. He said sorry when he attacked me. Mary vanishes almost immediately. When you open your eyes, you're alone in the taxi. You slowly catch your breath, place your hands on the steering wheel, your throat is dry. Count to 30 and start the car. Okay, that was very interesting. Oh good, she's still there. Okay, that is good. Okay, yeah, let's do her again. And hopefully nobody else appears. Okay, let's do this. Pull up in front of Le Pierre. Two women waiting out front, standing a ways apart. First one is one of your suspects. Recognize her face right away. She's connected to the hedge fund that managed the apartment building that burned down. Second woman, you never seen her before. She's wearing pajamas. She has a dumb smile on her face. They hug each other goodbye in an oddly distant way. First leans over to your window, going in two different directions. Cold, blunt voice. You can tell by her tone she's trying to impress the other woman. Going to St. Germain. And she's going to that place. Avenue... yeah, that place. Both will look at each other. Go ahead. Better you go first. You might catch cold otherwise. You sure? Completely. Friend comes over and opens the door. Thanks for tonight. Really needed someone to talk to. Felt good to finally be able to say. My thoughts exactly. Going to think about your offer and I'll call you later, okay? One getting in a cab gives her dress. She waits to her friend on the sidewalk. Start driving and glance in the rearview mirror. She's wearing makeup, but her hair is a mess. The coat she's wearing is obviously very expensive, coming in some kind of polar fleece pajamas. Turns to you with an old look on her face. Having a good evening? You're not slightly surprised by her tone. She sounds like she just won millions playing the lottery. Mostly calm. Ah, yes. This is a pretty quiet neighborhood. Restaurants around here close late. That helps. She nods slowly. Actually, I was just at La Pierre, one incredible restaurant. Do you know it? Yeah, I've heard of it. Oh yeah? Seems genuinely interested. Tend to find out about good spots like that. Dropping tourists off or picking them up. Handy. Smell is starting to make you uncomfortable. Yeah, I was thinking you must, meet all sorts of people. All shapes and forms, yes. Must be refreshing. Night after night, new faces, new stories. You look like you're in an awfully good mood. Yes. Her face lights up. There we go. Yes, actually. Fabulous evening. Excellent restaurant, great wine. Not to mention a winning plan. A plan? Yes, a plan. A scheme. A plot of sorts, if you prefer. She leans slightly forward. Tell me, have you ever wanted to take revenge? Uh-oh, I don't like this. She seems scary. Blood freezes. Before you react, she continues. I recommend it. It's an absolutely incredible sensation. Never felt so good. She hears a satisfied sigh. That woman you saw back there, her name is Anita. A few months ago, she destroyed everything I'd built up for myself. When my father passed away 10 years ago, I had myself in charge of his candy business. A tiny shop, a horrendous kitchen. I had to fire half the people on payroll, poured every cent I had into it, got it into organic, local products. 2 years later, I had 7 boutiques in and around Paris, 14 in total in France. Les Confessoires du Marais. Have you heard of them? Yes. No sure answer. Pleased to know her brand is well known. Well, it's all me. Face clouds over for a second. I mean, it was all me. Since it was such a huge success, since we need to open more and more shops, I looked for investors. Little by little, my tiny business had become huge, and I had to add more people to my board, and that's how I met Anita. Voice reminds you of an Arctic wind. Anita and her investment fund. Sounds like the title of a children's book, but a twisted and savory one. She sighs again. Sadly this time. I was fired from my own company 4 months ago. Is that even possible? And let me prove it is. He smiles warmly at you. When they gave me the boot, I pretended to save face. Pretended it was the best thing for me and my family. More time to spend with my children. Takes a long pause. I lied. He looks away. Felt so ashamed. Like I was less than human. Dirty brag that you throw out without a second thought. She snickers. You have a moment of doubt about her, and one of your suspects. Very next day, I was contracted by an association fighting to prevent tax fraud, and starts talking when she sees the confused expression on your face. It's complicated. Sort of a Trojan horse, pretending to want to sell my remaining shares to pull them into a trap. Tonight, after hesitating for weeks, she finally took the bait. I felt like a spy dressed like a bum. Points at her pajamas, boots, her hair. Look at the waiter's face when he saw me. She giggles. I gave Anita an Oscar-winning performance. Told her I wanted to sell what I still had. Get the hell out of this shitty country. But that I want things to be handled discreetly, without making a fuss, without having to pay out the nose. And she said okay. Asked me to contract her specialist. Burst out laughing. My plan works. Those confectionaries du Marais will disappear. Yes, the price of revenge. Sits up in the back seat. Exactly. Price of revenge. It's exactly what it is. See this thing through and make them pay. Raise her hand to put an end to your conversation. There's something down the street. I could use a drink. Actually, I need a drink. Fortunate the bar, well-lit windows with dark red and green lights inside. Stop here. You pull over and your passenger pays her fare. She slips you a tip and a wink. You and I, we get each other. Not from the same world. I get the feeling that eyes are drawn to the lights coming from the bar. Gets out of the cab without finishing a sentence. Door silence, followed by the same silence that comes after every passenger. Yeah, let's watch her. You lean over to catch a glimpse of her. Her get-up makes an impression on some of the people in the bar. Walks straight up to the bar, raises two fingers, with the kind of confidence only a regular can have. You sigh. Turn the key in the ignition and start driving. That was very interesting, but we're out of time for tonight. So yeah, by the looks of it, we're just gonna go home. Yeah, there isn't really anyone else to go to, so yeah, let's go home. Okay, how much money do we lose this time? Here we go, 76, which isn't too bad. But we didn't lose too much, which is good. Okay, let's go back and see what clues we managed to get tonight. Okay, starting to feel sleepy. And steps in the hallway. Okay, let's get going. Oh yeah, because we got this tonight as well. I forgot about that. God, our board is definitely filling up. I don't like this. Okay, every single suspect was was a member of the escort thing. And the fact that the client or the guy was sorry, I was hoping it wouldn't be this guy, but I have a feeling that it might be this guy. And the fact that he was seen near most of the crime scenes as well. Shit, I think we know who our killer is. Cause yeah, this girl doesn't seem to be a part of it. Cause yeah, she only wants, about money and stuff. This lady, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's only maybe this guy who seemed to want to kill people, but yeah, I think we know who our killer is, which is kind of disappointing because he seemed like a nice guy. Oh, time to end the night. Okay, here we go. Night 5. Okay, there doesn't seem to be many people out about right now, so we're gonna go over to here and see what this was all about. Now, I'm thinking probably after we visit this place, depending on who shows up, we might fill up a car, because getting a little bit low. Yeah, I'm just hoping we don't need to use up any money. Also, our screen is freaking out again. Pulling from the cemetery, we picked up Alexandre. Yeah, that guy. He'd been speaking to a man at the time, the caretaker. Maybe he'll be able to help you. One of the windows in the small house next to the cemetery is lit up. Oh, yeah, let's go and knock on the door. Exit a cab across the street. There's the house, mere yards away from the cemetery entrance. Massive iron gates probably stop the corpses from going the hell out there. Walk up to the door and knock. A few seconds later, the cemetery caretaker appears. You barely saw him the night you picked up your customer. Guy is well over 6 feet tall, must weigh in over 200 pounds easy. 200 pounds of muscle, and the rest, thick bushy moustache. Next to him, you're a real featherweight. Well, sorry to bother you. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. What about? Yeah, Alexandre. Decided to play it straight. Alexandre. Steps aside and you catch sight of a pair of slippers with dog's heads. Big sad eyes, furry muzzles, ears dragging over dirty floor tiles. It's fucking adorable. Come inside. You'll be more comfortable. Okay, sure, what could possibly go wrong? Follow your host inside the house. Place, with its furnishing and decorations from a bygone era, seems to be stuck in a time warp. Till you catch sight of a collection of state-of-the-art knives on the wall opposite the door, that is. Uh-oh. Caretaker motions for you to follow him into the kitchen. You're greeted by a bowl of chicory coffee and a formica table. Would you like something to drink? Chicory coffee is all I have. Never really known what chicory coffee is. You politely decline. I'm fine, thanks. He sits down with a shrug, cuts a large slice of runny cheese, and decides to toss it on a slice of bread. Once you dip the bread and cheese into chicory, your appetite is gone for good. Okay, pal, so what's up with Alexandre? Yeah, I'm giving his daughter a little help. His daughter? That's right, she's been worried about him since the fire. Caretaker lowers his gaze. Been staring you straight in the eyes since the start of the interview. She's a good girl, so they say. But what's it to a taxi driver? That's what you really are. I'm a driver, but I help people too. I'm a taxi driver, but I help people too. I help out some of the people in the neighborhood. Looks back up, a smile appearing from the depths of his thick mustache. I do that too. From the way he looks at you, you can tell the caretaker likes you. Yet, he seems somewhat wary as well. Alexandre is a good guy. Known him for ages. Went to some demonstration together a few years ago. Used to work at another building owned by a group de Mart. You know, the big wigs who run the Albatross. Well, they sold the building and a giant supermarket went up. Right there, middle of Paris. Real sweet deal. For 100 guys like me, minimum wage, out in the streets, it was the building across from the Albatross, so Alexandre used to come around. Faraway look comes into his eyes. His bust and suit. They were going to sell the Albatross too. Then there was the fire. and the trial. The whole shebang. He shakes his head in dismay. He's a good guy, a war vet. He was a doctor in that place. He never told me. But with old guys, you know how it is. They like to talk, tell you everything. Also the Tupperware with the pungent orange rind cheese from northern France. Like to try the Marie... what that is? Sure, why not? Slice the cheese and carefully spread it onto a slice of bread. Better with the coffee, then it really wakes you up. Never cared much for cheese, and the smell is overpowering, but you give it a try. It's much milder and tastier than you expected. It's delicious. Alexandre was traumatized by the Indochina. When he came back, he was alright for a few years, but after, lost his license to practice medicine. I forget what they call that. Caretaker stands up all at once, bowl and the Tupperware containers in hand, places them on the countertop near the sink and rifles through a pile of drying dishes. Grabs hold of something, but with his bulk, can't really see what it is. Alexandre. He told me they'd be coming around asking questions. He said it was up to me to decide what to do. Change has come over his voice. It's softer, almost a whisper. Yeah, let's not move. He is an old man. Two of us, we speak the same language. Both grew up in the country. We were to sea thinking we'd get rich. And we'd end up surrounded by a bunch of old geezers, dead or alive. Two of us is till death do us part. Yeah, let's not move again. No one messes with me. No one gives a goddamn about the cemetery caretaker. Oh, maybe I should have moved. Uh-oh. Turns around, knife in his hand. Stand up, almost without really realizing it. Shut the door carefully when you leave. Don't want to let the dog out. Heart is racing. Dog? Didn't notice any dogs. You hate dogs. His voice rings out one last time from the kitchen. I hope you like the cheese. A few steps more and almost as many breaths and you're out the door and back into your cab. Shit. Turn the key in the ignition and hit the gas pedal. Start the cab and pull out, leaving the cemetery behind. Then just gets disappear from the rear view mirror. And your shaking stops. Okay, maybe we shouldn't have gone there. Okay. At least we made it out alive. But we probably gonna have the other guy after us now. And hopefully he's not the killer. Okay, I'm gonna go with this lady over here. Might as well go with someone near. And I also did fill up my car because I definitely needed to. Because it's getting quite low. So, oh, this one's going to be a very short one. Next question instantly makes you feel uncomfortable. She is small, but nonetheless exudes strength and whatever that word is. She says nothing and stares at you. Wait a moment. Where to? Shut up. Find the tone of her voice and her accent disconcerting. She clearly hates you. I know who you are. And I'll be the one doing the talking. You're a monster. A demon. Voice cuts like a knife. A few days ago, you picked up a young girl. My daughter. Oh, yeah, I think I remember that girl. Voice is curt. Now she's disappeared. She ran away. Voice is hurtful. So you and I are going to the police station. You're going to explain to an officer how you helped a young girl run away. Your daughter? Esmeralda. An absolute beauty. Was playing with her phone. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. You start to describe her, but your picture is impatient. Shakes her head and looks irritated. What do you know about my daughter? Tell me. Daughter spoke about wanting to run away. Couldn't deal with your relationship with your ex-husband anymore. Gives you a death stare. Why did she talk to you about that? Everyone talks in a taxi. Actually, most people take taxis so they can talk. Death stare again. That's none of your business. She takes her hand, like it's impatient to get somewhere. Talked about running away. She had a rather half-baked plan in mind. She wanted to go north, to live with a girlfriend in town, starting with L. Closes her eyes and takes on a sour tone. She's in that place. You lift your eyes. L for Lyle. I asked for Lola. If she knew anything, she lied. Looked me in the eyes and lied. Vashina takes a deep breath. When's the last train for that place? Look at the clock. In a few minutes. Full speed ahead, then. Go. Start the engine. If I find my daughter, I won't file a complaint. But if anything happens to her... She manages her anger. You speed towards the train station. At this hour, there's no one on the street. Your wheels spew arcs of rainwater to the sidewalk. It's a series of unsynchronized red lights along the remainder of the boulevard. If you run them, you'll get to the train station on time. Otherwise, you might miss the last train. Yeah, fuck this. I'm not letting her get near her daughter. You sit for the third light to turn green. Your passenger puts on a sour tone. Will I make the train? You nod. You make it, but just barely. You can see the train station in the distance. Make it just in time for your passenger. She's getting out, she glances back at you. If I don't find my daughter, the police will hear all about you. Voice cuts the night in tiny pieces. You always feel shaky. The small woman walks away without paying and vanishes into the station. Well, fuck you. You were not worth my time. Yeah, she was absolutely not worth my fucking time. Okay, let's go with this lady. Hopefully she's not a mother of somebody else. Yeah, apparently she is heading home though. First instance, the cab is irregular. Name is 8. She is a psychic who occasionally goes home by cab. She slips into the back seat, her earrings jingling softly. Follows and gives you her address. Start the engine. You know, waiting for you to look up at her in the rearview mirror. They're reading for you, for your story. And an almost imperceptible smile flickers across her face. Round 1, 8. Well, I drew the Sandman's cards a couple of times, but I couldn't make anything of them. It was as if they were somehow silent, and weren't speaking to me. Till I drew the Justice and the Hermit, that is. Breathe in deeply. Listen, kiddo. Whoever this guy is, he needs a guide. Someone to put him on the right path. Doesn't want to kill all those people, but to him, it's a kind of truth. He's acting for the good of humanity, to make amends for... Pauses uncertainly, then falls silent. That's all I can tell about the murder, or the murderess. He gives you a little wink. Yeah, everything is useful. Every bit of information counts, really. Which is closely for... she watches you closely for a moment, her head dipping slightly. When this whole business is over, will you come around for dinner with us some night? Us? Yes, us. Me and the boys. I think it's time to start over. What do you say? Oh wait, I just realized, this is Aid, the person we've been talking about before. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. It only just clicked. Can't believe it took me that long. Great. I think the kids are dying to see you. They've been asking all kinds of questions. For the time being, you just have to take care of yourself. Give him a smile, hoping it won't spark any further discussion. It doesn't. Much to your relief. Sometime later, you turn to 8th Street. The road identical detached houses, at least soulless, colorless. Pull up to a gate. They know you drop me off from time to time. You could come inside tonight. Right now, you know. Avert your gaze. I mean, no, you're right. Do what you have to do. Call me when you get a chance. Ada leaves the vehicle in a hurry, footsteps sounding like flagstones as she walks over to her house. Door to her house slams shut. Turn the key in the ignition. You have to get out of there. Now. Oh, so it's nice to actually finally meet this aide person that we've been talking about. So I guess that's our family. Okay, I'm gonna go with this lady here. Passenger who enters your cab seems familiar to you. Gives you an address and you start driving. Glance back at her from time to time, trying to remember where you've seen her before. It's no use. Suddenly she gives you a little pout, clearly annoyed by your insistent gaze. Yeah, sorry. Your face seems familiar to me. Breathes an audible sigh. Could be. Pauses it deliberately. Of course you are. God damn it. Well, this is awkward. That's who she is. An actress. A former actress. You'd seen her in a couple of movies a few years ago. Probably why you recognize my face. Mouth suddenly goes dry. Eyes and voice show no sign of emotion whatsoever. Might as well have said she were a teacher or a dentist. Yeah. Oh. Does it shock you? No, it's just I didn't expect it. That's why your face looks familiar to me. Probably. Do you watch a lot of porn? You shake your head no, even before the attack. No, not that much. Either you're pretty rare or you're lying. I'm just busy these days. She leans forward. But by the way, do you like that kind of porn? Just asking because curious about what people like to watch. It's not really my thing. It's okay to talk about it, you know. Sure, let's tell the truth. It's true, I hardly watch any. Hardly any? Yeah. You blush slightly. Come on, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Do you prefer younger women, older women? Yeah? Alright, fine. Do you watch movies? Do you read magazines? Yeah, magazines. Magazines. But don't you... It's not the Middle Ages anymore. She smiles. Yeah, let's laugh. Thanks anyway, and sorry for all the personal questions. Can't help reading her eyes. Touch up with satisfaction. Just she'd enjoyed asking you all those questions. Before long, you arrive at the address your passenger had given you. No trouble parking. None of the streetlights are working. Nothing stranger than an unlit Parisian street in the middle of the night. Mike gives you a slight cough behind you. You wouldn't mind staying here till I'm in the building. They're doing work. The lights aren't working. Doesn't even finish a sentence. No problem. Thanks. I have to say, I've been feeling a little insecure lately. All of her energy suddenly seems to have vanished. Hesitates a moment, as if she can feel your connection with the killer before speaking. I knew one of the victims of the serial killer. Thale. I knew her pretty well, in fact. We'd worked together, and sometimes she babysat my son. You know, she was a great girl. It was. Just talking about her friend. Who she was, who she had been seeing, how she had changed just before she died. Make a mental note of the new information. I'll stay here until we get in the building, okay? Thank you. Head to the fair and exit the cab slowly, crossing the street into darkness to the door of a building. Remember that night. The pain, stabbing the knife in your side. Oh, and wait, weren't we shot? If only you had turned your head, you would have been able to see your assailant's face. Maybe they would have killed you that night. Maybe your attacker would have already spotted you in the cab. The passenger waves to you as the building door closes. Your way back. Fear spreads slowly through your body. Breathe in slowly and drive away. Well, that was an interesting ride. But yeah, we managed to get some info, which is good. Okay, I'm going with this grumpy looking lady. Oh, it's 2 people this time. Okay, cool, I guess. You pull up to an opulent looking building. It must be an embassy, given the neighborhood. Woman hustles into the cab, dragging a little boy behind her. Slowly she is angry, whereas her son is smiling faintly, as if proud of some naughty trick he just pulled. Gives you an address and you start the cab. Dead silence ensues. A few streets later, the woman explodes. I still can't believe it. She's furious. It's unbelievable. She's really pissed. Unbelievable. She is losing it. How dare you do that to us? To me, your father? How dare you? Joe doesn't say anything. Do you realize what you did, Hyoga? Do you realize everything we do for you? All the sacrifices we make, all the money we spend, all the time we spend getting you to those activities of yours? You're bleeding yourself dry so you can get an excellent education. You go around buying your classmates. John wakes up, as if on cue. Oh, you're a werewolf. Stop it. Stop it this minute. He actually is a werewolf. Great. I am a werewolf. No, you're not. You are a young boy. That's right, a young werewolf. Not funny, Hyoga. The little game doesn't amuse me one bit. When in the world did you pick all that nonsense, huh? Video game? Is it or a movie? Silence. Answer me, Hyoga. A movie. I knew it. Where did you see that movie? Silence. Hyoga, answer me when I speak to you. At Paul Emil's. Paul Emil's house? There's a sore sound in the back of her throat, full of scorn and contempt. Not surprised. Parents are in the middle of a divorce. Ooh, Paul Emil is my friend. Is not anymore. Maybe I've seen him again, for that matter. God, I love this kid. Please stop making the animal sound, will you? Not an animal, I'm a werewolf. Campus left the fancy neighborhood behind and entering a more working class part of Paris. No, you need to make friends with someone more interesting than that little Paul Emil. Randy Ambassador's son, for example. You know, his name is Kava. Yes, right. The kid you bit so hard he bled. You over all this? We'll invite him over. So he's an interesting child, and well behaved. The little boy starts to laugh. What's so funny? Child doesn't answer. Then stop laughing like that all the time. Look like a moron. Laughing because Kava is a werewolf too. Now, what are you talking about? No, I bit him, so he's going to turn into a werewolf. When she is shaken with anger, she yells at her son. You stop that right now. You're 5 years old, not a baby anymore. You're Father gets back from New York, he's going to take something. Wait, he's going to have something to say about all this. You'll see. Fuck it, let's play Awkward Boy. We were two, you know. Little boy casts a hopeful look. Really? What do you think you're doing? Sure am, I'm a werewolf. Old wolf bit me in the woods one night. Wow, way cool. Sir, please, don't encourage him. Things were all yellow. His breath smelled like stinky old cheese. Boy burst out laughing. Start the car. Here, please. Pull over to the sidewalk. You shouldn't take it that way, ma'am. I'll take it however I like. As for you, you're lucky I don't report you to your employer. Passenger files things a bill your way. Keep the change. Over to the passenger and advises the son in an icy tone. Take a good look at that man, Ogre. If you don't work hard at school, you end up like him. She gives her son an arm a good yank. Come on, let's go. Exit the cab and walk away. The boy looks back and bares his fangs. Yeah, let's imitate him. Aw, the kid is so cute. Well, they shouldn't really be going around biting people. He's just a kid. Show your fangs in return. Little boy's delighted. Mother tells him to hurry. Looks away. Start the cab. Oh, well, that's kind of adorable. Okay, I'm gonna go with this guy around here. Seems to be a few of them clumped together around here. Oh, never mind. Really smell tickles your nose. Oh, it's the little kid again. Yay. Okay. Actually, okay, never mind. I thought it was going to be the devil guy or whatever he is. Turn around just in time to see a little ghost appear in the back seat of your taxi. Remain still as he watches you. My friend, hurry up. We've a lot to see this evening. Little ghost throws a quizzical look. Feel your hair stand on end. Start driving. At least Palace. Yeah, a bit late for a visit. About now. Should be in the silver room. It's his favourite one. He died there. And what will you talk about? The president says it's very lonely. Loves having people around. Often invites them over. Sometimes we have tea. A smell fills the air. Our cups remain empty, of course. Initially pleased odor quickly becomes overwhelming. Some nights, the other at least ghosts join in. A charming man who is missing half of his head. Gunpowder. He broke the steering wheel. Yeah, how does a kid like you get invited? You know, the president is famous in Paris. Everyone heard about his death. A crooked little grin. People come from far away to meet him. Some nights, there's a long line of impatient guests waiting in front of the palace. The president likes to joke about his unfortunate demise. Enough time has passed. It's delightful. Actually, he doesn't like to tell the story when I'm around. He says I'm too young. He forgets that I'm over 200 years old. Or perhaps he thinks that I don't know the meaning of the word volatio. His face flutters. When you think about it, it's a funny word. Rolls the syllables over his tongue. Volatio. More importantly, what a funny way to die. We're almost there. Pull over here. Don't want to be seen. The world is just as pretentious as yours. Time you pull over, the back seat is empty. Chin itches. You sigh. I'd like seeing that little kid ghost. He has some very interesting stories. Okay, let's go with this girl here. Don't know how far hers is going to be. We'll just have enough time. Yeah, why not? Next passenger getting into the cabin enters a cloud of extremely heavy perfume. It's a well-known scent when you've seen advertised on that thing. The woman must be in her 50s. She has impeccable posture. Fur she wears around her neck must be worth several days' pay. She opens her mouth. Good evening. Before you start, I need to tell you something very... Presses her lips, tending to stifle the word that is about to come out, then raises a finger. Shit. Whore. She used to look at you, same smile frozen on her face. Just shouted gibberish at you, but her face hasn't budged. It's like she isn't aware of what she just said. Presses her lips even harder. I'm guessing you have Tourette's, maybe? But I'm definitely not, saying that. She shakes her head. I am truly so sorry. Please hear me out. You're so taken aback that you find nothing to say. I'm suffering from emotional trauma. Seems to have triggered very strong verbal episodes. They're exhausting, to be honest. Maybe you can understand? Please know that I don't believe a single word that I'm saying. She smiles. I shouldn't be laughing at this, but this is great. This is amazing. It's my husband. She shrugs. Married for 25 years. 2 kids. A house on the coast. All sorts of fun plans for the future. Then, sad smile flashes across her face. Eat shit. She looks at you. Yeah, certainly did a job on you. Husband is very... unique person. But indeed, I'm sorry to say it now, he really hurt me. She grins for just a second. Here I am, discovering how to live alone for the first time. At 50. Crazy, isn't it? Toilet brush up your ass. It's really not so easy. Bite your cheek and avoid laughing and start driving. With a bit of luck, passenger won't say anything for the remainder of the ride, which, yeah, that's not gonna happen, because that's not how Tourette works, unfortunately. Passenger hears a sigh. Hope it doesn't bother you too much. For a second, you don't know what she's talking about, but then... wench. Some days are harder than others. It must surprise people. Oh, it does. It's more the teasing. You see... well, that would be a definitely interesting sheet, but... Looked away for a second, disgusted by her own coarseness. My neighbour's son. She shakes her head. It's a long story. They're expats. Chinese. She works for Chanel, I think, and he for a big important export company. I can't remember his name. Transatlantic? Sodomite. Something like that, anyway. She sighs. She's getting annoyed with herself. Her only son used to come and get help with his French from my husband and me. Now that we're separated, Rugrats. He still comes around. But he films me. Oh, he's discreet about it, of course. Sits his frame in front of the pocket of his blazer and films me. Must think it's funny. And an old lady who swears and calls everyone stops and purses her lips. She opens her mouth again, she gets glassy-eyed. Maybe he even shares them with all of China. She asks Rugrat. Mine wonders for a second. You don't really have any idea what goes on over there. Daughter said I might have become a internet star there. Raise your eyebrows to look at your passenger. Last syllable hangs in the air, oddly accentuated. Yeah, I doubt they broadcast that. Voice becomes screechy. You think? Don't know anything about any of that. It's beyond me. Raises her eyebrows abruptly to look at you. And plus, Deppy. And plus, not a good influence on this boy. Learning swear words. There's no way to learn a language. Especially not French. Language you love, language of poetry, or ballads. How's a very sad smile on you? Dick cheese. His smile vanishes. That's why I no longer see my grandchildren. Some thinks it's better we wait until it passes. I think he's right. She stares right into your eyes. Tell she doesn't believe what she just said. Yeah, I don't think it's because of the divorce. The separation, you mean? She seems caught off guard. No, of course not. What a ridiculous idea, bastard. Let's have a little luck. Clearly designed to end the discussion. Not far from your destination. Back, passenger is dousing herself with perfume. Smell is dizzying, overpowering, oppressive. Does this bother you? Yes, quite strong. My apologies. She blushes briefly. I've been wearing this perfume for 25 years. It's such a part of me, I don't even notice it anymore. It's the first present my husband gave me. Yeah, might it be trying for a change? Change? My perfume? Underfucked. Why? Yeah, he left you, so... Remark hurt her. You can tell right away. She lowers her eyes. What of it? He doesn't own this perfume. It's mine. Pull up in front of her building. She hands you the fare, but doesn't move. Everything okay? Yes. It's just... always anxious about going home so late. No one is there. No lights on. Every noise seems suspicious. That's an interesting phrase. She pauses. Could you wait until I'm home before you leave? Voice suddenly very deep, has a tone that makes your hair stand on end. Sure, let's stay. Thank you. Passenger leaves the taxi and walks towards the lobby of the building. Watch her every move as she walks the dark meters between your taxi and the door. Choose not to mention that you do this all for your clients. Since the attack. Since she got hurt. So you can't sleep like you used to anymore. She waves to you as the door closes. You have just enough time to get a glance on the white marble and shiny copper stairwell. Door slams. Yeah, well, that was an interesting one. But yeah, I feel bad for the poor girl. Okay, but anyway, that is it for tonight, because we do not have enough time for anyone else, so... yeah, we definitely met some interesting people tonight. Ooh, we definitely made a lot of money tonight. But how much of it did we lose? Nearly half of it. Great. God, I really don't have that much money left. Hopefully I don't need to give any money to anyone else. Okay, close the front door behind you, but you freeze. Someone was here. You know it. You can feel it. There's a crunched cigarette butt on the ground. Yeah, it's one of yours, but it's been smashed with a thick shoe. Pick it up, look at it, and put it back in the ashtray. Files on the table, evidence on the wall. Yes, someone's been here. But why? I have a feeling it might be the killer. Because why would Basset come here? Sandman. It had to be him. Actually, there's no way it could have been anyone else. Take a deep breath. Must be dreaming. Going crazy. Can't think straight anymore. Not careful. If you're not careful, you're going to become completely paranoid. So you decide to ignore the hunch. Okay, that's not a good idea to do. After all, maybe you're the one who stepped on the cigarette before leaving last night. Take a few minutes to update your board with new clues. Month goes by, making the walls shake. Gonna set your bed. Get to work. Definitely don't like it. Oh, wait. Hold on. I forgot that the witness described the killer as an old man or woman. I wonder if it is actually this guy, not this guy here. Because this guy could be like a red herring. Because we visited the cemetery, and only after we visited that somebody may have come into our apartment. So it actually might be him. Okay, well anyway, let's end the night because there's nothing else to really do. Ooh, just when you're about to fall asleep, you think you hear a voice in the distance. He is not telling the whole truth. Oh, okay. Jump. Without understanding where the voice is coming from, Paris is waking up. Ooh. Okay, so somebody's not telling the truth. Okay, on to night 6. Final night for investigation. Okay, I'm going for this lady over here. Okay, let's do it. Next patient has that overtired look worn by so many operations. Class is in the backseat, Mum was in a dress on the other side of the city. You start driving. Secretly watch her in the rearview mirror. Face looks familiar. Maybe she's famous, maybe you've driven her before. After a few minutes, you decide she must be a babysitter. Young, not necessarily wealthy. Oh wait, we actually have picked you up before. And an expression of utter boredom on her face. You often pick up this kind, especially in nice neighborhoods. Notice your passenger wants to talk about the killer. It's simple. Since the first murder, everyone thinks they know something. Everyone thinks they saw something. This passenger is no exception. Having a good evening? Raises her head. Yeah. All silent again. Silent lasts a few seconds. Out your window, Paris is just beginning to fall asleep. Occasionally you catch her glancing discreetly at you. Like maybe she recognizes you too. Strong minutes go by before she dares break the silence. May I ask you something? She leans forward slightly. Well, you and I have already talked. May not remember, but I was babysitting for an Iranian family, and there's a sentence hanging. Yeah, of course, I remember. She smiles, though her eyes tell you she's not entirely sure you're telling the truth. It's not at all the same situation, anyway. These are new clients. Something is totally weird. Word weird hangs suspended in the air for a few seconds. What do you mean, weird? Makes me feel really uncomfortable. He is disturbing. It's like I'm babysitting a future serial killer. You stare at her. A serial killer? Yes. She freezes. Promise not to laugh? You nod. She starts to talk. This evening, I was watching TV with the volume way down. Suddenly, I hear something ring in the kitchen. Get up off the couch and smell a super pungent stink of plastic. Wrinkles her nose like the stench had followed her all the way into the cab. Open door, smoke comes out, it's black, thick. And there, in the microwave, I find, she sighs, a toy, cartoon action figure. It's all melted on a plate, but you can still make out its shape and colour. Yeah, the kid did it? She slowly nods. Who else? So I go look into his bedroom. He's right there, lying still, eyes closed. He's asleep. She freezes, or at least pretending to be. But it had to be him. She's shaking. Okay, don't know why she did action, but okay. Her action begins to reflect the fallout from her surprise, her fear. Shit. It wasn't the first time. No, not at all. Sometimes he sets traps just outside the bathroom. Traps? She nods. When I come out, there are tracks on the floor. You know, thumbtacks. Oh yeah? She closes her eyes. Memory of the pain comes back to her, settles in. She moans lightly. All once? I don't know how he did it, but I found a huge hairball in my coffee. Takes it to the back seat. And that's the kind you pull out of shower pipes and, you know. Can easily picture the kind of hairball. I was going to throw up. Most of the time, it's just his looks, the words he mumbles. I read him a story. Every time I turn the page, he's like, meditates what appears to be the boy's voice. Is the bunny going to die? Is it going to kill the turtle? What does it feel like when you stop imitating, shaking with disgust? Crush a turtle with your foot? She shakes her head. Kids just don't talk like that. You need to talk to his parents. She stares at you. I know the son is different. She shuts her eyes. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but you're not far away from your destination. But he's not normal. There's something twisted about him. Something wicked. You know, I've been babysitting since I was 13. This is the first time I've seen anything like this. Kids are all good. Some are difficult, temperamental, violent even. But they're not rotten. Turns her head away when you pull it up to her place. A minute goes by. You avoid her gaze. She avoids yours. She pays in just before opening the door, says, "You have kids?" You lie. No. Have you ever seen that kind of behavior? That kind of evil? Yeah, unfortunately I have. The story reminds me of my big brother. There was something strange about him. Something dark. You hesitate for a second. Perhaps. Never really knew how to put it into words. What became of him? He died. She lowers her eyes. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. Don't worry about it. It's in the past. That last little line lingers on the tip of your tongue. Thank you. You're sorry to have brought it up. Through his tight eyes burn. His smile hangs in the air. A minute later, Passion is in the lobby of the building. You must forgot about her, as your thoughts were so focused on your brother. Something tickles you. A breeze, maybe? Start driving so you don't have to think about it. That was definitely interesting. It's very interesting and very disturbing. Okay, we're going for this person next. Oh, this is really short. You see your passenger, your first instinct is to prepare yourself for a fight. It's almost automatic. Think about the way she holds herself. Her super wide shoulders, her huge hands opening a door. This woman must be a champion weightlifter or something. Good evening, sir. Not particularly surprised by her low voice, but there's something incredibly gentle about the way she looks at you. Could you please drive around the outer belt? Yeah, of course. Perfect. Perfect. Goes into the back seat. Start driving. Taxi leaves its parking spot and starts up an avenue, down a boulevard. After a few minutes of calm and silent driving, you get to the outer belt. You're probably wondering why I want you to do this, aren't you? A small yawn takes over her face. A bit. I can't sleep. Car ride is the only thing that soothes me. And I lost my license. Thus you. Pretty straightforward, right? She smiles weakly. Lights on the outer belt line up on the dashboard. Passionate blinks. Don't know if it's the lights, the way they're placed, or the back and forth between tunnels and bridges. Don't quite know what makes me. The outer belt puts me to sleep. So tonight, since I cleaned out most of my colleagues' playing tarot, I'm treating myself to a little smiles, all the while closing her eyes. Notice woman on your backseat against the snore. Smile and keep driving with us without so much as another word. Little by little, her snore subsides and gives way to bits of phrases. She is unaware that he is mumbling. A fox. I'm totally in love. Who wants me dead? Bashir wakes up abruptly. Take me home. I'm ready for bed. She falls asleep again as she exits the outer belt to bring her home. In back, discreet, peaceful, hypnotic snoring. Shake your head in an attempt to push away your violent desire to sleep. Many long minutes later, you return to the pickup point. Your eyes still shut, Passion takes a wallet out of her pocket. No, can't sleep because I'm consumed. Consumed with an idea. She opens her eyes. World we live in, our current situation, could all be taken off if I took a gun. Shot a pile of lead into our government. You can't believe your ears. Lined them up against the wall, one after the other, and bam, 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 bam. She smiles, fingers reached out with the cash. Then I would sleep soundly. But only if our president, our government, only if they are all lying at the bottom of a mass grave. Unmarked, no gravestone, in total and utter indifference. That's what scares them the most, not leaving any mark behind. As slowly as humanly possible, she hands you the bill. Thank you for everything. You're perfect. Nellie opens the door and slides out. Closes it behind her and walks towards her place without a word. It was like she was sleepwalking. As she shuts the door into her building, you get back to your nights. Just dying to sleep. Well, that one took a dark turn. I hope I never had to run into her again. Okay, well, I'm gonna probably go with this guy, because he's pretty close. Okay, another somewhat short one. Person who gets into a taxi is drunk. All but trips as he's getting into the back seat. With a piece of his jacket stuck in the door as he slams it 10 times too hard. Wall Street must have heard it. Tries to keep his calm as he gives you his address. Start driving, but keep an eye on him. You never know. It lolls. His eyes roll. He rummages through his pockets looking for his phone. In vain. Hey, buddy, tell me, any chance you seen my phone? No. Looks around. What an idiot. Lost it earlier. Not here, at the bar. Starts mumbling. Or somewhere. I start to look at light slits. Or at the bar. He's silent for a minute, trying to remember something. He starts speaking again, he moans. She is gonna kill me. Turn the corner and he slides it towards the door, hitting a window hard. Oh fuck, that hurts. Seriously, man? Yeah, getting angry is not gonna end well. Yeah, you okay? Yeah, no, see, my wife. Told me not to come home too late. Made me swear, cross my heart, the whole 9 yards. She just had a baby. He corrects himself. We just had a baby. But, you know, she's the one who carried it. We didn't find it in the street or anything. Smoke says he imagines that scenario. Cute little baby, but I'm so done spending my nights wiping its ass. So when my colleagues invited me out, he hiccups. Well, I mean, I said okay. Like, I went with them, right? He shakes his head, disgusted. Gotta help me. I had to prepare an alibi. An alibi? Not sure of myself. Yeah, an alibi. An explanation for where I was tonight and what I did. And she doesn't beat the shit out of me. He pauses. Dude, I'm serious. You gotta help me. Yeah, no. I'm not helping a dude like you. Sorry, but no. You're on your own, buddy. Taxi driver, not a screenwriter. Usher looks at you at the corner of his eye, rather surprised. Just need to find some sort of alibi. You see, I'm too toasted to do it on my own. Just need an evening to myself. A calm evening. He nods. An evening without the baby, I mean. So you gotta help me. Nah, we're good. Now the question. You're not gonna lie to your wife. Tell her the truth. It'll be better for everyone. Looks up in size. Looks like an angry child. You suck. Not other drivers that are much nicer. His head wobbles and he looks like he's about to fall asleep. Yeah, let's give him a lecture. You only wanted to lie to your wife so you can escape your responsibilities. And if baby and you'd rather go out drinking? Show him a nasty look in the rearview mirror. Time to face the music. Remember silence, he lowers his eyes. Shoots you a dirty look from behind. You're really... I started to follow. Didn't finish his sentence. Then slowly slides towards the door and hits the window. Just the ride is punctuated by your passenger's snores. While he poked to it in the front of his building, shake his leg. We're here. Wakes with a start. An asshole. Sighs. Or you sigh, hands you his wallet and falls back on the seat. Take the wallet. Yeah, no, let's take it exact fair. We're not that much of an asshole. Put the wallet back in his coat pocket and help him get out of the car. Cycle your passion out to the front entrance of his building. Pulls out his keys, opens the door, and puts his hands up. Take it from here, man. Thanks, man. Disappears into the lobby. Just before the door closes, you hear him trip. Get back in your car and drive off. Yeah, he seems like a right old asshole. Okay, we'll go with this grumpy old fart over here. See what he has in store for us. Okay, let's go. Passenger climbs in the cab and slams the door shut behind him. Good evening. Plain St. Denis, please. She stops short, visibly sizing you up. Do you know where that is? You nod yes. Avenue. Desmond, whatever that place is. So, you know the street? Yes, sure. Looks at you intently. Know all the streets of Paris? Question drips with disbelief. Reads kind well. Saw who'd referred to you as the Arab, not Baton Island. Yes I do, monsieur. Seems hesitant. Well then, let's go. Start the cab. Your client stares out the window, as if hypnotized. Watch him in the rearview mirror. Face is familiar to you. His accent too, though you'd never be able to place it. Typical of some rural regions, central France perhaps. Take another look. That's it, you got it. He was a contestant on one of those reality shows. The Farmers Meet Women. I'm surprised they have those shows over in France, because I know that they're a bit popular over here in Australia, but I don't know if they still air. You'd seen him him on the show a few weeks before. Watch it from the hospital bed with a distracted eye. But something about it had bothered you. Show was a masquerade, life in the country scene from a very Parisian and cynical perspective, full of scorn and contempt. Okay then, you figured out who I am. His remark and his accent brought you back to the present. Sorry? You recognized me, right? So you can make fun of me now? Make fun of you? He shrugs. Yeah, like all those other people do out there on that there Tweety thing. Tweety? Takes you a second to realize he's talking about social media. Yeah, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to stare. He pauses. You mean you don't know who I am? You hesitate before answering. Yes, I do. I do, yes. What kind of reality show, huh? Exactly. But why do people make fun of you? Here's a long sigh, as if laying off steam. Drawl has become more pronounced. First, the show was okay, and then started seeing my face all over TV, on all the shows, I mean. Then I found out the internet is laughing at me too. There are those things. I can't remember what they're called. Moms, mams, mims. Yeah, talking about the memes. You know, there's pictures that move all by themselves on the damn internet. You have no idea what he's talking about. Yeah, not politely. So I made myself a Tweety account. Go and see what they're saying about me. Call me a virgin, a Nazi, scream my cows too. Looks away, as if someone else had spoken the words. Practically died laughing. Farmer who doesn't want to finish his sentence. But yeah, that's the internet for you. Once you're out there, you're out there. There's no stopping it. So yesterday, I said I'd had it. Called my cousin to keep an eye on my farm and I left for Paris. I'm on my way to see one of those TV jokers right now. 6 months ago, I said if there was any problem whatsoever, they'd take care of it. Well, there is a problem. His anger has subsided somewhat. His face returned to its normal colour. What's your plan? Hell yes, I have a plan. Gonna show up to the office and raise Cain until they listen to me. You're really gonna do that? Yeah, that's the plan. It gives you an energetic nod of the head. Believe me, they're gonna listen. Maybe just a plain old farmer, but nobody's gonna disrespect me. Squares his shoulders off, as if ready to fend off the attacks. Forget it. His eyes half closed, he practically grasps the words. There's a palpable air of sadness about him. First, I told him I didn't want to be on their stupid old show. It wasn't for me. But they insisted. Showed me pictures of the woman. He lowers his eyes. Then, well, I said yes. Should have never said yes. Yeah, that's the thing with reality shows. They all suck. And they paint you into whatever picture they want you to be. Whether you want to be good or bad. So, yeah. You pull up to the address he gave you. Studio gates are still closed. Park the cab and cut the engine. Is it closed? You know what, yes. It doesn't open until 6. Put a sign posted near the gates. He sighs. But there'll be hardly anyone here before 9 or 10 o'clock. I don't care. I'll wait. Rummages through the pockets and pulls out a bullet. Yeah, good luck. Gives you a curt nod. Lips pursed. Believe me, they're not going to get away with it. Because he sees his gaze on you. His eyes narrow. You know, I'm not racist. His voice is low and raspy. Don't believe the show. Didn't mean what I said. And I didn't really say that stuff either. Yeah, that's the other thing about reality TV shows, or just TV shows in general. They will take what you say and put it out of context. Yeah, they always do that. He nods. Yeah, well, them media, they distort everything. They change things. Things are more, more... Searching for the right word. It's no use. His hands are shaking. Oh well. Fixes his gaze on you, visibly moved. Not very good at this. I've been... Chokes up, gesturing with a hand as if to make it all disappear. He starts up again. He's on the verge of tears. Anyhow, just wait here until it opens. Passenger paced fair and exit the cab. Watch him for a minute as he starts his vigil in front of the gates. There's a newspaper on the back of the seat. Or on the back seat. Last passenger must have left it behind. Or the one before. Grab it and put it away. Good cab and Andy. Start the cab, get back to the grind. Well, that was interesting. Okay, we don't really have much time. I don't know if we'll be able to get one last passenger in, but we could read the newspaper though. Just have a look around and see. Yeah, there isn't really many people about, so let's read the newspaper. Pull the newspaper out of your compartment and start looking through it. Eventually something grabs your eye. It's a photo of an important French athlete, well-known tennis player. He's been arrested in Switzerland for embezzling millions of euros in image reproduction rights. You sigh. Turn the page and stop. Read about a third of the newspaper. And let's keep reading. Start reading and go back a few pages. Thought you saw something. It's an article about inheritance and wealth in France. Mention that person. Journalist explains why the execution of his will has been blocked since his murder. Makes you think. The information doesn't go so well with the theory that the killer killed for money. You only have a third left to read. Yeah, let's stop reading. Some of the paper end up in the trash tonight. Remember it's there, otherwise we'll spend the rest of the days in the glove compartment. Yep, and it's time to go home. Yeah. Now it's gonna be time to pick our killer. Yeah, we definitely had a little bit of an interesting night tonight. Okay, we only made £77. How much did we lose? Well, we didn't lose too much. Yeah, we only got £60 left. Great. It's probably the lowest it's ever been out of the 3 cases. Okay, update the board. Yep. Okay, let's do this. Oh, wait. Hold on, I didn't even notice this. Killer. Female voice pretending to be male. Huh. Didn't even notice that. Huh. So, yeah, it is one of these 2 females. Yeah, I reckon it might be her, because she's the only one that has, anything to do with, guns, because if the weapon used on you was a World War II gun, so... Okay, well anyway, let's end the night. Okay, yep, and here's the phone call we've been waiting for. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's do this. So, it's either her or this lady here. So, but yeah, I reckon it might be her. Because, yeah, there's the one with the gun, and then, where was the other one? Oh yeah, here it is. Victim 4, banknotes stuffed in throat. We know that she was dealing with, like, money and stuff, so... I'm hoping I'm right on this. If not, then it's the other lady. Pick up back the phone and explain your choice to Lieutenant Bissay. Okay, let's just hope we're right. Listen, are you sure of what you're saying? Could be... Okay, so I'm wrong. Yes, wait a minute. Okay, so then it must be her then, because... Okay, I don't know if we actually did pick her or not, because I think the game bugged, but... Okay, let's hope that we got it right. And the game actually selected the right one for us. Okay, on to our final night. Here we go. So yeah, we do normal stuff. Doing oh. Oh no, it must have selected the wrong one, because yeah, we got our bad ending again. Okay, let's do this. Because I don't know if it selected the right one or not. Okay, so then we explain it. Because no, we did select her, but then we got the bad ending. I know. Wait, we selected her. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, did we get it right or wrong? Nope, we got it wrong again. Okay, so then the voices were telling me lies then, because they were talking about how she was lying. I thought it might have been one of the female ones, but I guess not. And my only thing is that maybe it was him, because my gut is saying that it's possibly this guy, but saying that the person was an older man or woman, so let's try this. Oh, there we go. So it was him, okay. Yeah, I should have gone with a gut instinct and possibly gone for him. Yeah, there seemed to be way too many red flags, especially after the incident with the cemetery. Just, yeah. Okay, so we finally got our killer. Okay, time to hunt him down. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we can actually do all this. So I don't know why it's trying to tell me to go to there. We've gotten Bisset. Okay. Let's do this then, I guess. But yeah, I was right. But yeah, usually we get to do one more customer before we get bugged and stuff, but I guess not tonight. Okay, let's do this. Okay, our night begins. Yay. Okay, so yeah, we just gotta wait until he shows up. So yeah, gotta do our usual business. Okay, let's do this guy here. Cause why not? Yeah, I think my game's bugged. It shouldn't be doing that. Okay, let's do this. Immediately recognize the next passenger, get in your taxi. Never watch television, rarely listen to radio, don't read the newspaper yet. Forgot it's this guy. No, this guy's face. Polemist, novelist, columnist, politician, too, you think. Passenger strikingly gives you his address. Start driving. Appears to be out of breath. His voice and hands are shaking. Unbelievable. Separates each syllable as if it is going to protect him from the violence around him. Unbelievable. Is everything okay? Can you even begin to fathom what public danger this represents? What? Mere 5 minutes ago, I wanted to cross the street. Suddenly, slicing through the darkness and deafening silence, came an electric car. Its asphalt-coated tires drove right over the tip of my loafer. Shot. I can tell. The leather is compressed and stretched with mud and soot. It's a travesty. Travesty. He begins running furiously. Catch a few words from time to time. What for? For the environment? Create more road deaths? Save polar bears? Here's a hanging for a second before grinning. Another badly thought out stunt from a snowflake hipster lobby. Those ship planes will crash into Charles de Gaulle Airport without sound. Here are three laugh. The Earth? Safe, intact, clean, but at what cost? No way, you say. Planet produces oil, so we must use it. It'd be unnatural not to. Natural indeed. Chuckles crudely. Rise up in defense of a sweet pair of the convertible just as they would the hoot or the owl in danger of extinction in large forests of the Champagne region. Ah, murder, assassin, furious silence made to oppress us. Pulls down his notebook. Wolfish grin spreads across his face. Yes, magnificent. Editorial. Just magnificent. What about you? Would you want to have a silent car? I mean, our guy seems to like the sound of his cab, so no. See now? See? I'm not the least bit surprised. If a taxi driver don't like them, then something is definitely wrong with the world. Seriously though, I'm being straight with you. No bells and whistles. It's God's honest truth. A city without noise is not a city. Mark my words. Drive in silence for a few minutes. In the back seat, the polemist is fuming. Catch the occasional snippets of nonsense. Taxi has almost reached your passenger's place. Just here. Pull in front of his address. An old building, freshly renovated. Top floor, the bay windows shine faintly in the darkness as the Eiffel Tower spotted washes over them. Passenger sighs. Oh, the devils, the fools. Middle of the night, and they're still having the time of their lives. Opens the window on his side, screams at the packed cafe. Here, the patio is filled with young people, well dressed and quite drunk. Will you cease this madness? And turns to you to whisper, as if in secret. Every night they make one hell of a racket. Possible to get a wink of sleep. Pace gets out of the cab and is in front of the bar in 3 angry leaps. You can hear his voice from far away. A few words and some outdated swearing with a whiff of senility. You stop listening and drive off. Well, at least his one was fucking quick. 'Cause yeah, I remember how fucking annoying it was last time we met him. But there he is. There's our man. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's do this. Hope he doesn't fucking kill us. Go up to the sidewalk and wait for the suspect to exit the building. It's a hotel, not a very nice one. Heavy bars protect the windows. Not that they need to. Doesn't look like they open. Most have come here after the fire. Many other survivors have been living and sleeping here for months on end. Back door opens and your passenger sits down. St. Louis Hospital, please. Been drinking. Central booze settles into your cab, which is no surprise. You nod and start driving. Right along and your passenger doesn't look at you. Seems preoccupied, distracted by something outside. Pretty sure the suspect doesn't recognize you. He has barely looked at you. You'd love to be able to read his mind, to understand how he got to this point. How can he kill someone, or kill so methodically? Cold blood. Look like a nice grandfatherly type. What if he's not the guy? Say we'll make you pay. Which he already did twice in this playthrough, and once last time, so yeah, don't worry, this is definitely the right guy. Always jump at the sound of his voice. Change of plans. Need to go to 122. Rue de la... whatever that place is. Raise an eyebrow. Understood. At the next intersection, you change your directions and drive away from the meeting point with the police. How can you fix this? Maybe you can drop your passenger off and call Bissett to explain? Might try to escape. What's he gonna do in that place? So a posh neighborhood with a theater, shops, office buildings. Clench your gut. Something else on Rue. Aren't there Group de Ment's headquarters somewhere nearby? Group de Ment. company who's responsible for the fire. No way there's a coincidence. Not a chance. Isn't I about to look at the rearview mirror and crush your passenger's gaze? Everything alright? Voice is clear. Crystal clear. Not the slightest alcoholic slur. Yeah, you sober up fast. He grins. Clever. Good observational skills. I like those qualities. Voice is different. His words, his way of speaking, something has changed. You've almost reached a destination. You tense up. Quite bothered. Worried about you, my friend. You freeze. Haven't slept much this week. Don't dare turn around. Now I think you've gotten a little too involved in this investigation. Why don't we make a deal? You tell me what you know and what they're planning tonight. I'll let you live. Oh great, he's got a gun. Out comes the weapon. Don't know where it came from, but now it's pointed right at you. One sign, one move, and you disappear. Understood? You nod, very slowly. Who do you work for? Cops. Shakes his head in disappointment. That's what I thought. Why you? He says as that, he freezes. You're the cab driver shot, aren't you? Turn to nod. Come to address he gave you. I'm sorry. It surprised me. I panicked. I didn't mean to. What do you want from me? Cops. I suppose that call from the hospital in the middle of the night was a trap? Voice seems so soft. You sense you had to play the honesty card with him. Be straight. Yeah, they want to arrest you. They want to arrest me? You nod your head slowly, ever so slowly. No sharp movements. You had to keep telling the truth. They have proof. They're on your trail. Old man gets used to the idea. Thought I had a little more room. Thought I could disappear. Says at you, his gaze intense. What was the plan, really? Yeah, get a confession. A confession? Car's bugged. He grins. Why are you telling me all this? I could kill you and... Call the night you met him. He was complaining about people who criticized his daughter. Scolded her. Made her feel guilty. Yeah, you're a good father. A good father? Yes. You have to honor your daughter and your grandson. Who told you about that? You did. Opened his mouth, but no sound came out. Night you picked me up in the cemetery. I'd drunk a lot that night. I had no idea yet that you would. Shakes his weapon, clinks. You must be twice your age, at least. No, shouldn't have. No. He senses his body suddenly relax. Very well. Very well? Drive to the meeting point. You start driving. Say you must be wondering what you're doing. Drop a sweat drips down your spine. Listen very carefully to what I'm going to say. I have no regrets, not one. Not for any of my victims. Each and every one deserved to die. They lied, turned a blind eye. They caused the death of more than 80 people. And for what? For money? Yeah, I know. Good, you get it. Just his posture, mere detail, perhaps, but you noticed it. Something is still right there, though. He starts speaking again. His voice is slower, like he's only got 10 years older. I broke into your place, you know. I fucking knew it. Saw your wall, your files. There are two possibilities. Either you wait for the cops or for the group demand. I figured the group demand couldn't afford to hire a private detective. Saw you sticking your nose in things left and right. Each time I moved forward, there you were, sniffing around. I need to know more about you. Freezes, shaking. Don't think I'm a little nuts, right? Doesn't wait for a reply. Started killing because no one was doing anything. Journalists sought out to the diamond. City Hall woman rotten to the core. Son of a bitch arsonist? I'm sure he's the one who set fire to the albatross. Even the old guy was just a stockholder like any other, willing to do whatever it takes to make a few thousand more. Voice becomes screechy. Let me ask you, what was it to him? He was already a millionaire. My life doesn't change when I find a penny in the gutter, does it? He was rolling in it for sure. He deserved to die. You nod. There's no moment to disagree. I was a soldier, you know. Yes, you probably knew that already. Checked up on me. Indochina. I was barely 20. Gave me a rifle and some bullets. Pointed to 3 guys in the field and said, those are enemies. You have to kill them. So, I killed them. Pauses. He watches a woman walking by outside. She's completely unaware. When I understood they were going to discover what we were fighting for, it was too late. When I came back to France, I was treated like shit. No one gave a damn about us. Garrick's on his own words. What happens if I run now? Yeah, they'll hunt you down. Yes, that's the trouble. Too old to run. Too old to hide out. No. Not far now. Next street on the right, the old man clears his throat. I, Alexander Lacreate, confess to the murder of Jean Brenton, Sandrine Roland, Michaela Blank, and Henry. I worked alone, no accomplices, no outside help. Gave them an anesthetic I used in Indochina. While they were suffocating, I talked to them. Went through the list of all the horrible and cruel acts they contributed to the albatross fire. That was my motive, to seek revenge for the death of my grandson and dozens of other victims. Nothing personal, just justice. Pauses, nipples, and leans over to you. Think that'll do? You nod, see in the rearview mirror that the weapon has been disappeared. Good. One last thing to ask you. My daughter. Voice phased out just as turning into the alleyway. Headlights from the police cars flood your cab with bright light. Another car comes to block you in. Voice on the megaphone asks you to get out of the taxi. Turn to your passenger. He's not moving anymore. Oh, he didn't take something, did he? Nice miss, huh? Dan manages to fit twice as much cynicism as usual into her voice. Cost has only just let you back in your taxi. Don't know if they're going to be able to save him yet. Dosey gave himself was fit for a horse. Yeah, he did take something. Of course he did. Earlier when you were talking about Alexandre, he gave himself a shot. Doesn't look good. Committed suicide in your back seat. Real nice mess. Runs into some crazy criminals on the job, but he is among the top 3. He thought he was doing the right thing. Yes, I can see that. He's convinced he's a hero. He's incapable of understanding the seriousness of his crimes. Thinks he's Robin Hood. She flashes a clear and honest smile. Anyway, you did good work on the case. Must admit, I'm a bit surprised. Impressed even. Listen, you're no longer needed here. Got the tape, we got your statement. If he decides to wake up, we'll get his. Cop flicks away an imaginary ball of fuzz on her leg. Throws the fuzz somewhere in your taxi. Actually, you can kindly get the hell out of here as soon as possible. Don't leave the country, obviously. Need you to be available if I have questions. But I no longer consider you a suspect. Free to go. Puts her hand on the door. And what's the magic word? Yeah, go fuck yourself. She snickers before getting out of the car. You remain completely still, consumed with anger and exhaustion. Colt waits for you to back up, so that taxi and pull away from the alleyway. Flashing lights at the cops, it all quickly vanishes. Speed through Paris. Not a soul on the road. A thought crosses your mind, almost against your will. Hope Alexandre will survive. And you start driving west, far from Paris, far from everything. And that's it. We finally cracked the last case. God, that was definitely interesting. I really enjoyed this game doing the 3 cases. It did get like a little bit repetitive, especially right at the beginning of the game. I wish they had done like a little bit something more with like how we ended up knowing the killers instead of just like, oh yeah, you got shot or stabbed and you're in a coma. Like that was pretty much the exact same thing for like all 3 of them. I wish you could have been able to like skip through like at least the first two interactions with the boss and the cop, because they were pretty much exactly the same for the next 2 cases. I can understand like having a tutorial if it's your first time playing through any of those cases, but yeah. Then like during the night, usually when you're going to sleep and waking up, it was pretty much the same dialogue as well. But yeah, I still like that they had like a lot of clients and passengers, because I'm pretty sure they're still like, because I didn't even get through half of the passengers in this game. Like that's how many there are. So there's like a lot in this game. So I like that there was nothing too repetitive in like the night times when we were investigating stuff. I did like that how different the cases were as well. But yeah, it's definitely a very interesting game. But didn't mean to do that, but we want to get through all that because yeah, there is this. As it ends with every game, we end up going through this. So yeah, we go back to all of this, and yeah, we already read through this. Go to voicemail, we talk about it, and we should get to an option. Okay, let's say your kids are good. Oh, I'm wondering if, yeah, Ada's probably his brother's wife. So that's who they are. Okay, I can't believe it took me this long to finally get to it, but yeah. Girls so fast. They choose me pictures sometimes, but I never go inside the house. Be too complicated for everyone. But they're doing well. They look a lot like Dad. At least I think. He pause. Truck flies by just meters from you. Okay, so then, yeah, it talks about how he can't fucking sleep. And, yeah, reach the maximum time. And, oh, I was hoping we'd get a different option, but, yeah, I want to see what happens if we disappear. Start walking. Quick hands, almost mechanically, you toss your phone to the left. Car keys to the right. With each step you take, you feel freer, lighter. Just a few more steps, you disappear into the woods. Trees slowly part, like they're letting you through. There's got to be something for you out there.